Hello, everybody.
There
No.
it is.
No, none of that.
Yes,
Stop.
that.
We've
Stop.
decided to vote Eli off the island.
Maki's dead. Maki, take 12d8 points of damage.
Here, I got it. I'll just roll a whole bunch of dice and we'll tally it up.
So, setting the scene. Archer, guys of it on a log.
1.
4. Good job.
Wow, it got worse.
Okay, wait. Plus my modifier is 10.
45, 48, 54, 61 damage.
I am left with my HP.
You are
Wait,
not.
I forgot to roll one more. Another
Jesus.
6 damage.
I'm still up, actually.
And starting over in 3.
Okay.
18, 20, 21, 25.
Everyone wakes up in bed with the I Got You Babe song playing in the background.
Actually, we were all awake. We had just, started going down the road for the day. Is where
Yeah,
we left
actually.
off.
Yeah.
We were all actually awake already.
Phil Connors.
Do not
Alright.
touch my music. Thank you.
Welcome everybody back to our show after, what was it, 4 weeks?
3 weeks.
3
4.
weeks.
It might
No,
have
it's
been
more than 3 weeks.
2
been 4,
years
yeah.
around.
The quarantine episode,
87 years later.
post-COVID. The world
Suck.
is now post-apocalyptic.
What?
Apocalyptic?
Apocalypto?
Apocalyptic.
It is now post-alpaca. It is now
It is.
post-alpaca.
Post-alpaca. And
Yes.
everyone is a llama. They wear hats.
Yes.
Carl. Why'd you murder all those people, Carl?
Murder hobo.
According to YouTube, it was a month ago when we posted our last episode. So
Ooh.
Exactly.
Too long.
Sounds about right. It was before 4th of July. Or wait. No, it wasn't.
it
What?
was. I can get the
It
date.
was, right?
It was July 21st. It
Okay,
has
whoops.
been exactly a month.
It's been too long.
Man.
Wow.
Okay.
Just in a short time, we've had 3 times more the amount of memes on our channel than
Yes.
I have seen in the past 3 weeks. You can tell that we're back. All right, guys.
Indeed.
So, legitimately, we just finished escaping the Death House,
Mm-hmm.
as it is so aptly called. I don't think we're very far. I believe you guys pulled over off the side of the road immediately.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
And I think for the most part, we just had that zone of truth
Heart to heart.
session and heart to heart, and things were said, and I think Tavith is still alive because you guys didn't end up killing him. So
Miraculously.
that's
we
been worked
hashed
out.
it out.
Oh, and I remember because I was setting up foreshadowing. And as you were talking, big shadow crossed over, and y'all see the visage of a winged creature overhead that flew past.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I believe that's specifically where we last left off. Now, just to give you guys kind of an outline of kind of your geography here at this point, the area behind you at this point is fairly woodsy because it's the outskirts of the Neverwinter Woods section, right before you get past Conneberry. Outside of that, everything southward where you're headed is pretty much open plains until it starts raising up into like a more of a hill or mountainous zones, because you see the large sword mountains in the background. So at this point, you're somewhat covered, and you suspect that whatever flew above you didn't actually care or see, and it's already way outside of your vision at this point. You are no longer on a major road, so pretty much from here on out, you're in 4x4 territory, so you're off-roading. But you do see some trails that look that they have been walked down.
So there's still kind of a trail, but it's like off-road trail.
It's a trail as opposed to what would be considered the highway in this particular case. So Triboard Trail would be like more of a highway, whereas these are more of side roads. So you've got a few choices before you. Of course, you can always go back to Conneberry if you wanted to, which would be north or behind you. You do see about a trail that goes about 5 miles south of your position that leads to kind of a set of ruins. There's also another set of ruins on the other side. From what Archer can determine since he's the map guy, you can see that there is a shrine area that would be about 5 miles south of Conneberry. There's also a kind of a ruined watchtower that's about 5 miles in the other direction on the other side, called the Old Owl Well. And then about 20 miles past that is, you can see in the distance the kind of the peaks of the Wyvern Tor.
Cool.
Wyvern Tor is where we're going, right?
That's where the rumor was.
That's where the orcs are.
There are a couple of places preceding that.
But that's the direction we're going.
I've lost Wyvern Tor. On the map. Unfortunate.
That's just a good thing you're not the map person.
Yep, because I'm literally looking at the map and I can't find it.
Archer's like flipped around the map like 5 times now.
Archer!
Yeah?
Which way are we going?
I look at the map again. I look up. That way, and I point south.
Okay, I start walking that way.
Hey, wait, nope. Nope.
I'm walking!
I have the map. I have the
Well,
map.
then go in front. Stop dilly-dallying.
Go.
Go!
I'm gonna go in front.
I just can't wait till this job is done.
Go back to your wife.
Tavis quickly puts on his one sliver of clothing from after taking the bath.
He didn't have it on already.
Oh, man.
You just did the whole moment of truth with Tommy's naked. Are you kidding me?
He just jumped out of the pond earlier and went
No,
straight
actually,
to the,
he had
the
just
truth thing.
woken up,
Not really
and
sure
they all
that's how
came
that
to him
works.
from the pond.
Okay,
That
so
would-
the
because
bath
that would-
must have happened off screen is basically what we're saying. Okay.
I believe that's correct.
Okay, that's fine. As long as we didn't just have that entire conversation with Tommy naked.
So I'm running behind. Got my stuff. I'm running behind.
I'm gonna walk really close behind Archer, trying to look over his shoulder to watch the map as he's watching the map.
I'm like trying to move the map away from her.
It does not
Okay.
deter me. It doesn't deter me at all.
Okay, I stopped trying.
All right. So, marching orders.
Archer.
Tor!
Tavi.
I thought you said you were...
Why went? What are
You just said you were going to be in the back.
Your powers combined.
We are. Captain.
I
forgot
guess I'll
everything.
be that.
Captain, I don't know where I am.
You know what? I'll be in the back. It's fine.
Captain, I can't read a map.
I'm going to be behind Tor.
I'll be
Okay.
in my own
Okay, so Tavi at the back. Archer at the front. Tor, Pike, Mahi in the middle.
All right. Everyone is irrelevant except for Archer. Go ahead and roll perception.
Thank you for making us go through that then.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
22.
Person in the front knows what they're doing and he can see things.
Especially with a 22.
Excellent. You
I
see
would-
everything I've already said.
If I can,
Nice.
can I keep an eye out for, like, any sort of sign of goblins?
All right. Go ahead and roll a perception.
Oh. Got a new map. What's my perception? It's been so long. 12. No, 11. 11.
Yeah, I mean, you can see a trail.
And I keep my.
There may or may not be footprints on it.
I'm actively
You're not
looking
really
for
sure what a
dragons.
footprint looks like.
I'm actively looking for dragons. My
All
neck is
right.
like, I stopped looking at the map and I'm craning up at the sky instead.
I was
Roll
gonna say,
perception.
Ma. Can she do it with advantage because Mahi was going to do that too?
Very good. With help.
Any traps?
7.
Okay.
Oh my
I mean,
god.
You all did see it fly over. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Archer did his senses
Yes.
previously. So
Yeah.
he kind of pointed it out, and so you guys did see what. Now you couldn't tell from how far away it was, other than it's a flying white creature in the sky. You couldn't tell specifically any details about it, but you're believing the hunter next to you that's supposed to be trained in this thing. He's saying it's a dragon.
It's so bright.
But it's gone at this point. Last time you saw him, it looked like he went maybe about 30 or 40 miles out into the open plains. I think he nuked a cow and ate it and then flew away.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about the poor cow.
Or it could have been a horse. It's hard to tell. I mean, you can only see probably about 5 miles down the road.
It was some kind of farm animal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But last that you saw, and so far the skies are pretty clear. No clouds really, just an open, bright sky. It's about, because we slept in, so it's almost about lunchtime at this point. And yeah,
We had a
it's
late breakfast though, so.
clear sailings going forward. Yeah, everybody. Did we devour foods? If not, go ahead.
I think
We
we
all
did.
had ration.
I think. All right, so
I think we did.
we'll assume rations have been eaten, and then yeah, and so the dragon has flown off into the mountain ranges, and that's the last that you saw. No other dragons in the area.
Well,
Anyone else looking or doing stuff or talking?
I was gonna say something.
Go ahead.
So, I wonder what that thing wants of me, because it looked at me and said, "You." Besides what you're thinking, Tor.
I was
And
about to say, it thinks you're hot. It thinks you're hot.
Maki,
I doubt that.
I think it might want your booty. I'm just saying. But
You might be very attractive to a dragon. I wouldn't know because I'm not attracted and I don't think you're attractive, but you might be attractive to a dragon.
It was more of a, I want to rip your throat out, not like.
I mean,
I think
well,
that's
I
it.
guess you now know what it wants of you.
maybe the white dragons are into that.
Perhaps
And
it is
now I'm
just
thinking
angry.
about how my wife acts.
Perhaps
Does
it
your
is
wife
just-
want to? Go ahead.
Perhaps it is just angry because you are married to a white dragonborn. Perhaps
Does your
tainting-
wife act like that?
tainting her legacy?
Does your wife, is she all and like
Not. And I just kind of do my claws up, not her, but she's
like that?
not like that either. Crap.
I'm
Kinda
walking
like wiggle my
faster.
eyebrows?
I'm walking faster.
Do you have a side dragon?
What?
Do you have a side dragon?
Whoa.
Are you cheating on your wife, Mahi?
Would you?
No!
Yeah, Mahi.
Oh, I would not ever.
So just to put this in perspective, Mahi, with your intimate knowledge of your, heritage and race, that they're basically making fun of you. This is the equivalent of someone into, digging their cat. So
I figured that.
the relationship between dragons and dragonborn. So you're offended.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah. If only you and too many of us care.
Continue the roast, though. Continue the roast.
Look, she's a politician, so
Ew.
I just kind of
Gross.
do my hands.
What a drag.
That's disgusting.
Hey. I just kind of look at Tavi like, it's my wife, dude.
Exactly.
I think she sounds nice.
I looked at and just kind of point my hand up. Thank you.
I want to
Tyson
inside.
has one of truth.
I want to inside checker.
Go ahead.
$21.
Ooh.
It
Either roll
seems
for deception
genuine.
or there you go. All right.
Okay.
Archer, how much further?
That didn't seem clear to me either. I was just wondering. Did you roll a deception on that?
Good question.
Yeah, she doesn't actually have to say.
She doesn't have to say.
Interesting.
She rolled. Maybe she didn't. Maybe she.
Maybe
did.
she rolled higher. I don't know.
Oh, I
Or
feel
maybe
like I
she's
need
being
to
honest.
I'll allow it because I think that's pretty self-explanatory at this point.
I don't know how much farther. Do I know how much farther looking at the map? Like,
Are we there yet?
Yeah, so I
Walking
mean, you guys kind of are still just
We're-
setting
we're
out.
not-
so
we're not
you're
there yet.
Past the old owl well yet. It's about
Walking
5 miles down.
slots.
You have now passed the detour to the. Jeez, what's the compass on this thing? Where is my map?
I can't find the map either. I'm
I'm
going
gonna-
entirely based
I'm
off of the
gonna,
visual.
uh,
Posted it, but
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
tap Archer on the shoulder and be like, remember, we're looking for goblins to question as well while we're on this trail.
Are we doing that again?
We need information about the brothers.
There
True.
you go.
Oh yeah.
I don't think any of us speak Goblin.
I
We
can.
make them speak.
I can't. I can understand goblins if I cast comprehend languages.
Based on what you determined from Deets, they all kind of sound kind of got a little New Jersey accent.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know a goblin that could have been helping us right now.
No, he was useless. And Tavi, we didn't kill you. You should be happy that we didn't do that. You bring Deets back, we'll kill you both.
Okay, calm down, Tori.
I throw my hands up in the air like.
She
and
looks
wave
looks
at
completely calm. She's like smiling.
To the west, that's what I was looking at. Okay, in the direction to the west. The shrine is to the west. Old Owl Well is about 5 miles down further to the east, and then Werventor is 20 miles further that way.
Is the shrine on Archer's map?
Yes.
Is it
Yes.
labeled?
It's closest to Canaberry, yes. It's kind of
Is it
part
labeled?
still of the town section.
Is it labeled?
Are you talking the map that you guys are looking at specifically?
Yes. You're like, no, I like the on Archer's map that he is looking at. Because if I'm looking over his shoulder, is it labeled?
Yes, in game it is labeled, yes.
What's it labeled as?
Shrine of Savras.
Okay.
Hey, Archer.
And I will say this with Archer, with because everyone else's perception sucks, but with your perception roll, you do notice that as far as and you would have knowledge of goblin tracks. Well, I'll say roll survival.
Is it specifically to track one of my favorite enemies?
Yes.
Okay, so that's with advantage.
Yes.
Wow, look at that ranger.
What's my survival?
Ranger danger.
21.
Yes. So, to the detour, the path that you're currently traveling that's heading toward Werventor is somewhat bare. You don't really see too many, but you do see tracks, and they do resemble, amongst other options, and with that I'd say you do see a combination of orcs and goblin tracks, and recently the goblin tracks are more recent and fresh than the orc tracks.
Do I
and
know
both
how
of them head
recent?
towards the shrine.
Do I know how recent?
You will determine that it has probably been within the past maybe couple of hours before you guys woke up.
It's murder time.
Hey, guys, let's head toward the shrine.
Okay. Can I roll a
What
Can I roll a
shrine?
check to know if I would know who Savras was? Because
Yeah,
it's
I-
labeled in that.
Yes, roll history.
History.
Mm-hmm.
Or would it be religion?
No, yep, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, my history check is better, but to be fair.
Nope. In this case, yes.
You could always ask the cleric.
No, she's not going to do that. 16.
She's gonna use her own abilities to know this.
16.
Alright.
Pipe did ask about the shrine. She asked what shrine. Okay.
It's a shrine of Savras. Ooh.
Cool.
Do I know who this is?
Go ahead and roll religion.
I stacked all my dice. Ah!
Ew.
I have too many tabs. 15.
15? Yep. Pretty easy for you. DC's lower.
And cleric.
So both of you are pretty familiar with this god. It's mostly his portfolio is divination, fate.
Fate.
Mm-hmm.
Fate.
A lot of his believers and followers were more of the oracle aspects, truth speakers,
Ooh.
diviners.
Fun.
Nice.
Hey, Archer.
Yeah?
Pop quiz.
What?
Hey. Hi, I'm Archer and Draconic.
I tried to say hi, I'm Archer and Draconic.
And what do I have been teaching him? Do you think it would sound good? I am assuming so.
Roll an intelligence check.
I'm gonna say roll performance check in this. We
Performance?
still barely get to use it.
Oh god. 6.
Okay, and for this purpose, because you guys don't know yet, you're being
Oh my
taught.
God.
So, like I said, this is more of kind of a repetitive, pop quiz kind of thing for you. So you say a couple words, but Mahi, all you hear is gibberish.
Can I try to say hi, I'm Archer in Draconic?
You have no idea what they said, but you know that they failed.
Yeah.
But he gets an A for effort.
I think that was right. Right?
Well, all right.
Judging by Mahi's face, no.
Mahi, you're a terrible liar.
No,
Mahi does not look impressed, Archer.
Look, I wasn't gonna lie. Look, when I say your eyes, like ear, like
My
tear,
what?
you know,
What?
the eyes.
Huh?
Your eyes,
Wait,
like your eyeball.
My eyes. My
Your
what
eyeball.
about
He doesn't like your eyeballs.
Archer looks very confused.
Look. You say
Like,
a word.
I've stopped walking towards the shrine. I'm like, stop, like what?
Okay, look. Okay. So if you're gonna try to okay. in comic-
Mahi. Why are we doing this?
Mahi's having a
Now,
stroke.
now is not the time.
Mahi, there's tracks. We're trying to do something.
But now I got to explain.
No, you don't, Mahi. You don't need to explain. We'll try again later.
We'll try again later then.
And I start nudging Archer.
I thought for sure. I thought for sure that's how you say it. And I continue walking.
We're close, just a couple of consonants and vowels and words were screwed up.
The whole thing was wrong, Archer.
That's kind of stupid.
He is.
Excuse me.
Said it is.
What? Language
said I
of the
said what I
dragon
said.
or myself?
What?
I don't think you want to know the
Language
answer
of-
to that question.
I don't think-
Okay, guys. Anyways, shrine. Let's go. That
Follow-
way.
Also, for my Candlekeep alumni here, because it's relevant in this case, and I'll go along with your checks, you'd have this knowledge too. So not only you're very much aware of Savras, but also there's kind of a special connection. One of the most powerful sages, he's dead now, but the legend of him originates out of Candlekeep. So what you know mostly about shrines and places where Savras has been worshipped is that there's always going to be some kind of a magical source for future seeing or divination, even possibly scrying, things of that nature.
I am
Fine.
going to regale the group with everything I know on the topic.
See, bold of you to assume that Mahi understands this.
Oh, I continue to regale anyways. I explain all of the details that I know about
He's acting
Savras
like he
and the
knows.
shrine and the powerful mage and the scrying and all of that.
Now, you
Savras
don't know
was a
specific
good dude, right?
details on this shrine per se, because
Yeah, not this shrine. Yeah.
but in general, yeah.
Yeah.
So Savras was a good guy, right?
Yes.
Right, Tor? Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, my page wasn't loading. Torben knows, but I do not. Yes,
Or
he
was
was.
buffering.
Well,
The
he
All-Seer.
wasn't bad.
Key of the Third Eye, Lord of Divination, these are his other titles.
Kind of neutral.
Not
not
really,
bad.
yeah. It's not necessarily a good or bad aspect with him.
Like, didn't. He
He's
didn't like.
kind of,
He just is what he is. He doesn't go out of his way to like
well,
do good, but he's not evil.
let me
So-
ask you this, Tor.
he's a
Yes.
professor in the gods.
Would
He'd be the professor.
orcs or goblins have anything to do with him, or have any reason to go to a shrine?
No, unless they're studying to be divination wizards
I'm not going to give them that credit.
or clerics.
Smart enough to figure it out.
Definitely
trying to
not giving
find-
them that credit either.
I'm not
They
giving
could.
them
You
that
guys are kind of mean.
I'm not mean.
I wouldn't
No.
even trust half the members of. You know what? Never mind.
I'm just
What?
going to include that. I'm just going to assume I'm not included in that half.
I'm going to assume I am included.
Mr. I don't know about any gods other than the basket weaving god.
Hey, you shut up. You leave my basket weaving god alone.
I didn't
You
say
leave
that
her
in
out of it.
character.
I didn't say
Touchy
that.
subject with his mom.
Please, you leave. You leave my dead mom and her weird
Religion. Her
their-
weird cult
her
alone.
delusions out of
Leave
this.
them up in her cult alone.
She used to make the most wonderful baskets.
She did.
Plot
Archer's,
twist,
like, tearing up right
is, Archer is the
roll a
basket
wisdom
weaving
saving
god.
throw.
Oh my god.
What? Oh,
'Cause
shoot.
You forgot about this, didn't you?
Oh my god.
Ooh,
No,
All of this
I-
talk about-
None of this was in character. We're not actually
But
talking
all
about
of this talk about Savras, now I'm thinking about
Now he's
basket
thinking about
weaving.
basket weaving gods.
Yes.
His
roll,
thought process is still the same.
roll your wisdom saving throw.
16?
You hold back the tears.
Okay. You just hear a sniffle.
Archer, you okay, buddy?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you
Or-
sure?
Or shut up.
You need a hanky?
Don't tell me to shut up. I'm trying to be concerned for you because I'm your friend.
I'm fine.
It's nice to tell people to shut up who are your friends.
I like sniffle again.
What,
Are you
guys
sure
are
you're
friends
okay?
now?
I'm fine.
You're clearly not.
I am. I'm
You
good.
want to talk about it?
No, I don't.
So,
Would a stick make it better?
No, it wouldn't.
What about a cool rock?
No,
You
I
sure?
don't want a cool rock.
Everybody wants a cool rock.
No.
I'll take the rock.
I don't have
how
it
about
right now.
those darn goblins, eh?
Why are we picking up rocks?
I haven't
Or-
picked up rocks yet.
Okay.
So underwhelming, Tor. Oh my gosh.
I was gonna find a cool rock and give it to you if you wanted it. I don't have one
Pretty
yet.
sure we have done that in the past.
Ah, it
Or
was a stick.
Yeah.
It was a
I'll-
stick.
I'll take it next time you decide to pick one up.
I don't want to give it to you.
Well, he doesn't want it.
Oh, well, I didn't want to give it to you though, and I don't have it. So why would I pick it up?
Did anyone buy the rock of gravity detection from Vigo?
No, we threw
think
it
I-
into the distance.
Oh yeah.
And nobody ever went and got it.
Oh well.
I just fold my arms and turn my head from Tor.
I've
So
made
as you
myself
do
a
so,
makeshift
Tavi, you
dice
notice
tray.
that the ground is littered with these magical rocks.
Ooh.
Gravity detection.
Oh my god.
You can pick up your own rock, Tavi.
I pick up a handful of rocks and put them in my bag.
I
No.
say As I'm watching this, Mahi says something in Draconic. Since y'all cannot speak Draconic, y'all hear how, and that's it.
How what?
How?
None of your business.
How what, Mahi?
None
Like,
of your business.
Indian
Mahi,
how?
it's not nice to talk behind our backs. You don't hear me speaking primordial when I want to bash you. I just say it to your face.
Pyth starts talking to herself in Sylvan just to make a point.
I say.
It's annoying, isn't it, when you don't know what somebody's saying?
Nope.
Can we all speak common, please?
I turn to Archer and I say in Elvish. See, he says he doesn't get annoyed by it, but I guarantee that if we started talking in Elvish, he would start getting upset very fast when he thought that we couldn't understand him. Because
Pyth also chimes in
Yeah.
Elvish. Yes, I do also think that he would get upset by this.
I respond in Elvish. Well, ignorance is a very frustrating thing.
Isn't it? And I point at Maki and I say his name again, followed by the words blah 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 in Elvish, but I make it sound rude and demeaning.
I start talking in Draconic.
And Tommy's just sitting there.
What?
No, Tarvithan Giant says, it must be retracted.
Oh my god.
I know
I'm
languages
walking faster.
All right. So as you approach, this ruin stands in the middle of a vast field. It's north about the foothills of the Sword Mountains. An old stone temple with a belfry is jutting out from its peak roof. It's enclosed by stone walls, but many of the sections of which have been collapsed. The trail ends right at a crumbling gatehouse. The doors, which look like they were sundered long ago. 3 of the 4 towers that stand in the corner of the outer walls have also collapsed, from what you can see over time. And only the northeastern tower remains. Now, Archer, you see passively, once you get about 60 feet from the gatehouse, you can tell that there's a figure spotted in that northeast tower.
Oh, is there any way I can usher us to not be out in the open?
This is out in the open. There's really no place to hide in this particular case.
An orc. Oh, mother. Oh,
Well, what was that language?
At least during the daytime.
I don't respond. Okay.
Sailor.
There is there is a figure up there.
We should say hi.
No. Tor, I'm gonna need you to be absolutely quiet for the next 10 minutes until I say you can talk.
Archer,
my
I
rocks.
can't do that. I can't do that, Archer.
I would like to cast silence on Port. Just kidding, I don't have it prepared.
That would be incredible if you did.
Does it look like that we've been spotted by the figure, or?
Not from what you can tell.
Okay, guys, just try to move cautiously behind me.
What if it's a friend?
And I'm gonna put my map away, and I'm going to draw my bow, and I'm gonna start walking slowly further into the ruins.
Don't just
As
shoot
soon as I
him.
see him pull out his bow, I pull out my longsword.
I'm gonna
Don't
reach
shoot
up.
him.
I'm not gonna shoot him.
I'm gonna tap Archer's shoulder and give him guidance. Just whatever you need it for.
I'm gonna
That's
grab this
great.
branch and like hide behind it as I walk.
Okay, so yeah, we're going in farther in, I guess.
All right. So at this point here, approaching the gatehouse. So if you look at the map, it's going to be the gatehouse from the top. You see the path goes into it. The the northeastern tower will be to the right of that.
Okay.
Obviously, because it's northeast.
Yes, so we're gonna go through.
Understanding how a compass works.
And we're gonna go through the center, I guess. Like,
Okay. So
actually,
Wait,
yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say before that, can I say something?
yes.
Archer,
Yeah.
you're stealthy, right? You think you can scout? like just before we head straight on in.
No, he shouldn't do that.
What? I can
shouldn't.
try.
I will say,
You
as a
shouldn't.
group, you guys will have a disadvantage on stealth in this particular area. But individually, one person.
I can try to scout.
Archer, I wouldn't. No, you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it, Archer.
Listen,
not?
Archer. Listen, just get in there. If fight comes up, just run out. Like,
Archer, do you remember the
Get out of
last
there.
time? Do you remember the last time I was like, "Oh, you should go ahead, check for traps and stuff, because you're good at that." Do you remember how many ghouls you got surrounded by?
And yeah, I checked the trap and it succeeded, and I'm fine. I'm standing
And then
here.
you nearly died.
I'm good.
He was also
I'm fine.
No,
He was also already hurt when that happened.
like yeah, if he goes far away and it's like a whole bunch of orcs,
Tor,
he's not gonna get back to us in
Tor,
time.
I'm gonna put my hand on her shoulder. Tor, I'll be fine. I'll be right back. If I'm not back in 5 minutes, or if you hear a blood-curdling scream, come get me.
I will kill everything in sight. And I do a thumbs up.
Now, guys, just wait here and try not to be seen. I'm gonna scout this out.
To hide behind.
What? Just kidding. I don't know that.
We turn.
I slice his vocal.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to scout, but instead of going through the center, is it possible I could go through that broken wall portion to the left of that, like on the map?
Mm-hmm. Instead of going through the gatehouse.
Yes.
All right. It'll be rough terrain, but that could be a possibility.
Okay.
In question, does he still get any advantages or things because Python cast whatever
he still
she
has
cast?
my guidance.
So
Well, it lasts
yes.
for 1 minute, so you better move your booty.
Yep. So you
Yeah, I'm
roll a
moving.
stealth check and go ahead and apply the die.
Okay.
Extra D4.
It's a
And
D4.
don't die.
Are there not any like
Hey.
big staircase things leading to the shrine?
No.
No, it's all pretty
Oh.
flat.
I want to do a slinky move. Oh well.
So is a what's math? 20 in total.
20. Okay. All right. So you kind of keep your eye on the tower, kind of watching the figure move a little bit, but you don't show or don't see basically any kind of crazy movements coming from it. Fairly silent. Maybe potentially be asleep for all you can tell from where you are.
Okay.
But you make your way over past the gatehouse and kind of slink along the side of the wall up until you get into the crumbled open section in between the gatehouse and the northwestern tower.
Okay.
As you peer into the courtyard area and kind of peek around the corner before entering it, for the most part you can see several orcs and ogres. Pretty much the area is littered with bones and broken weapons and shattered armors. It looks like battles probably took place here, but not anything recent. This looks all part of the architecture at this point. There's about 4 quadrants, and you can see mostly between the front two. Well, your immediate front one, I should say, the front left quadrant. In this area, you see a couple of orcs and ogres kind of walking, just kind of casually.
Is there
They don't
is
seem
there
prepped
a
or-
number, or can I not tell currently?
Well, it is shifting because it looks like there's a patrol aspect here. So.
Okay.
You also can tell that this area contains a bunch of rotted wooden troughs and posts. Looks like they were probably used to feed maybe water horses or tether horses to them.
Horses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Horse troughs. Or
So
pigs.
orcs and
Or
ogres.
animals in general.
So right now I'm kind of in that opening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Immediately, just so that, I mean, because you can count out at least the ones that are kind of stationary. And most are kind of sitting around, like kind of almost like a little camp area. Some are on benches. Some are kind of sharpening axes and blades, things of that nature. Other ones are kind of look like they may be dozing off or sleeping on the ground. So right now you're seeing about 4 orcs.
Okay.
And about 3 ogres in the immediate vicinity. With
So
several other ones that are kind of walking around and passing through as you spend a few minutes kind of just peeking around the corner. You haven't.
Well, probably
learned
hopefully
any
not a
tricks.
few minutes, because after 5 minutes.
Yeah, okay, so I am going to go back through the opening.
Oh, and one little piece of information too. You do notice, as you kind of peek towards the trail that goes through the gatehouse on the other side that leads into the central building, there looks to be kind of a cart. And you do see a couple of goblins on the cart.
Do I recognize any of the goblins?
Not from that angle. I mean, it was a brief glimpse. You'd have to go all into it to be able to see it from there. So that might give away your position.
Right now, I can think of a shadow of Mordor. This is what I'm
Yeah.
seeing.
It feels exactly like Shadow of Mordor when you're trying to like spy on the orcs.
Do I know approximately how many minutes have passed, or approximately how long it's been?
I mean, it's been a couple of minutes at this point.
Okay, I'm gonna go back through and I'm gonna get back with the rest of the group.
All right. You do so without any issues.
Okay, so only bad news actually, no good news.
Right.
I couldn't see everywhere, but from where I was, I could see 4 orcs and a few ogres. Also goblins in there. I couldn't recognize any of them, but this looks like a very heavily patrolled area.
So we
Mahi
should.
Mahi just kind of does the Obi-Wan thing where he puts his hand on his chin and he's thinking.
Yeah. I don't even think we could handle that.
If
I think we
could
just need to
lure
move
out-
on.
We could just lure out a goblin or two without getting them too close to anything. question
That's a
them.
big risk. Plus, and I kind of hold up my sword. If I get hit, I don't know if I can keep my sanity.
That sounds like a you problem.
That's a sword problem.
I can draw him out.
Still a you problem.
What?
I can draw a goblin out.
But what if
You want-
we draw out more than a goblin?
Archer, are you sure?
Well, I think only a goblin would check on a pebble. I don't think they're going to call a full army of orcs and ogres to be like, oh, what was that sound?
There's only one thing. How do we keep it from screaming and letting everybody know?
Well, I'll knock it out.
Tackle and grapple.
Alternatively, the goblins. What if we just tie a ration to the end of some rope?
Hey, but to be fair, there's also ogres and orcs in there. It might lure out more than just a goblin.
How about we just say, hey, goblin, 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 goblin?
Yeah, you go ahead and try that. See how that works for you.
Please don't.
He seems to get
I
along
hope
with
I-
other goblins.
I could just pay them to shut up like I did the last one.
Yeah, that worked out.
I
fast.
don't recall you paying him to shut up. I recall having to forcibly make him shut up.
Well, he still shut up, but I paid him and he did it.
You paid him and he did nothing of use. You paid him to be useless.
You had to threaten his life.
Guys,
Actually,
not
he
the
wasn't
point
useless.
right now. Not
Remember-
the point right now.
Remember,
Why
he
do we-
stabbed
Why
that
do we have
guy.
to get? Why do we have to get a goblin from here, where it's already heavily fortified, in the middle of the day when there's patrol happening?
Have you
Well,
seen
we
any
can wait
of the
for night.
goblins? We could also wait
Nope.
tonight.
But why do we need a goblin right now?
I can't see anything at nighttime. It's kind of hard for me to see.
We have
I-
somebody who can
It's-
see at nighttime.
If we wait till night, I can get in and get out, and no one will see me.
And then what do we do?
We get one goblin. We question
I
Is
will
there-
take one
we kill
goblin.
him.
Can I climb in a tree and hide there? I don't know.
It's not a tree. They're in the plains.
If
This is open.
if we're lucky, they'll send out patrols, and we can just catch them then without having to
I
go
was
at all.
I was gonna say if we came down here, possibly we could wait further up the trail.
Yeah, we
and-
go back where we saw their tracks earlier. See if they come back through.
Now, Archer, you can tell basically from what you saw and the kind of putting two and two together that the tracks that you were following, you did see cart tracks and hooves prints as well. So you can see that there were goblins that were marching. Possibly, you don't know how many were in the cart, but you determined that based on what you saw that's the cart that was off the road that came
Yeah.
here. So it's now on the other side of the southern little gate. Now the entrance into the gatehouse is that front entrance. The outer doors are kind of smashed open, and you don't suspect that that's new from what you can tell. Like that's part of the ruins. But there is an rusty iron gate that's blocking the southern exit of the gatehouse.
Okay.
Let's
And
set up
that
an
car
ambush.
was
That never
parked on
goes
the
wrong for
outside
anyone.
of that, in the courtyard area between that and the main hall building.
Bite the Vin.
Yes.
You remember when you got Clark's attention and then you screamed and ran?
Can we not do that again? That went really bad.
Yeah.
I recall many
I
of us.
point at my tail.
Oh no, I'm not suggesting it. I just thought that was a funny thought. Came to mind.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Well, with
I
that
have-
attitude, we're gonna die.
I have other
Come on,
means
lighten
of
up.
spooking them out, though.
At this point, the figure in the northwest tower,
Ooh.
I'm sorry, what was it? The northeast tower. The figure in the northeast tower descends like that. You see that the head kind of goes down, and now you don't see any figure in the window at this point.
Do we all see that?
Say just Archer, considering his roles. The rest of you don't have the
Okay.
perception.
Scout man up there in the tower. He went down.
Did
Maybe
you see
it's-
us?
Lunchtime.
We should go.
Maybe it's lunchtime.
Maybe we should go because
They-
maybe
They don't have lunch times or dinner times. They just kind of eat.
But they have patrol. How do you know?
You guys, where you guys are, kind of huddled around at this point. You are off the map at this point, so you're far enough away where that would have been the only place someone could have saw you at. From.
Interesting.
Well.
Hey, could you send
Oh.
your familiar in and check that they're not about to come out and attack us?
Oh, because that went so well last time. I can try.
and heck, maybe you can lure out one goblin. Maybe.
No, the last time they just shot him.
Those were also humans,
Sorry,
and
you
humans
don't-
are assholes.
Mm,
At least a goblin will try to eat it.
True.
Tor, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to.
No, it's okay. It's better than you going in. So I snap my fingers to make Drippy appear. And I kind of like tell him to go like as sneakily as a snake can up through the gate and try to see if they look like they're moving in there and like doing anything different.
All right, so y'all watch
Mobilizing.
the snake kind of appear around Tor's neck, and it slithers and coils off and down her arm and down her staff and onto the ground and slithers towards the direction of the gatehouse. Go ahead and roll a stealth check for Drippy.
Fantastic. What modifier do I use? Should I just use the Dex modifier?
Well,
Or should I use...
Does it? Let me look here real quick.
It doesn't give me any specific...
They may not give a stealth option. If that's the case, yeah, we would just use Dex.
Dex, okay.
I will check here.
It's a nat 20 though.
Oh,
one way or the other.
Wow, sweet. Okay.
It don't matter.
Let's
You
do
go
that.
Drippy.
Go Drippy. Freaking better
Where'd
than
Drippy
almost
go?
better than an archer at this point. Okay, so Drippy pretty much blending very well with the road and the rocks and the rubble.
Drippy
So
is bright red.
Which makes
Okay.
this funnier.
yeah, so as he's
He's just
traveling,
somehow magically doing this.
he's just picking up. You almost see kind of Drippy almost kind of roll a little bit, and he's kind of catching some of the dirt off of the ground, and all you see is kind of this kind of light brown little line, squiggly line that eventually kind of disappears into the rubble from the rest of the party's perspective. Now, of course, Tor, through your eyes, you're watching this in first person.
Yep, now I'm watching, so I cannot hear or see.
All right, so as
I'm gonna take Tor's hand. I'm just gonna hold her hand.
All right. So as you come up to the gatehouse at this point, like I said, it's about 20 feet high, and the initial doors, Drippy has no problem getting through. Of course, he can also fit right through the gate as well on the southern part of that. So what would you like to do?
Go through, like, just a little bit, basically just to see if anything's mobilizing.
All right. Do you want to go all the way through, or do you want to do perception from his perspective at this point?
I mean, with that nat 20 stealth check.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, I'll go all the way through. If the nat 20 covers it, I'll go all the way through. And then I'll roll a perception.
So I'll
If you
say,
want me
so
to.
Drippy easily just goes through the gatehouse, nothing on the left side of any of the interior of the gatehouse, and easily enough, he slithers right through the bottom hole sections of this rest of the gate. As he kind of slithers up, immediately in front, parked to the left, is going to be this cart, and so he kind of slithers right underneath the cart and parks himself under one of the wheels. As he does so, you notice and you can see a little hoof in front, and you hear, and it kicks up a little bit, but Drippy kind of stops and freezes for a slight second. Nothing else seems to attract any attention. Peeks out a little bit through the wheel spokes and looks up. You can see two of the goblins. One is on either side of the cart. And basically, they're sitting on the edges. One's brandishing a bow and arrow. The other one doesn't seem to be armed with any weapons at this point. Looks like he might be chewing on something, though.
Okay, is there any other act?
Can you hear through Drippy, or you can only see?
I should be able to hear. It doesn't say that I'm deaf at all. It's like, it doesn't say that Snake is deaf.
Yeah.
And so when you give up your senses, it's both sight and sound.
Okay. Alright. So, you're hearing a conversation in Goblin.
Fantastic.
A New
Do I-
Jersey accent.
Do I see anybody else?
Does it look like they're getting ready to
Does
PvP?
it look like anybody's about to go outside? Like, does it look like anything's mobilizing?
Not at the moment. Looks like the goblins are kind of just sitting around talking at this point, like they're waiting for something. You assume by the tracks off the cart and on through the main hallway that whoever came here has entered the building. To the right of the cart, of course, you see the that western quadrant that Archer saw peeking through the rubble, and you do see the same number of orcs and ogres that are kind of surrounded that central area. So kind of more of a semi-campsite set up there. Nobody seems to notice the intention. It feels very casual. They're not under any high alerts from what you can tell. Yeah.
I don't think they saw us. It doesn't look like anybody's really moving. Drippy's under the cart right now. The goblins that you were talking about are on top of the cart.
Okay.
Does anybody speak Goblin?
Nobody speaks Goblin,
no.
and I should have cast Comprehend Languages, but that's a 10-minute action.
Mhm.
Which I could do
I
in theory.
speak Orc, but not Goblin.
You can determine that it sounds like it's a funny conversation because every so often one of them's cackling.
So it's not important information.
I don't know. It could be really important. I kind of want to cast comprehend languages. I want to know. I want to know the jokes.
What do you call a 3-humped camel, Gary?
Your mom.
Again, I can't hear it. If they've actually had any of this conversation, can't hear it. But what I do say is I can't understand what they're talking about. I could probably cast comprehend languages, but that would take 10 minutes. Whoever's holding my hand, I think it's Archer. You can
Archer.
squeeze my hand twice if you want me to do that, or otherwise I can just call Drippy back, but it doesn't look like they've noticed this yet.
I'm just gonna squeeze it once.
That wasn't an option.
Yeah. Well, if you just didn't receive anything, then that would have. You did not.
Go ahead and roll another perception for Drippy.
14.
14, okay. So directly in front, as Drippy kind of gets past a little bit towards the front of the wagon, and without spooking the horses, you can see some steps that lead up into the main hall, and the 2 double doors, one of them is cracked open.
Let on in.
Should I go further in, guys? One of the doors
go,
to the center of it is open.
Go.
2 squeezes for yes.
Yeah, 2 squeezes for
Go.
yes, 1 squeeze for no.
I'm gonna squeeze twice.
Okay.
All right,
I am
roll another
gonna...
stealth check, because you are passing through
Yeah.
2 horses.
Oh, okay. It's a natural 16, and so if we are using my dex, that would be a 19. If we're not, it's just a 16.
Alrighty. So Drippy kind of goes a wide berth around the horses, so as not to spook them. Horses look like they have blinders on, so at this point, they did not notice Drippy's presence. He's pretty camouflaged, so no one else is noticing either. And so he slithers past. The goblins are looking at each other as he kind of takes a look back on the cart. And with their attention kind of diverted, he goes ahead and makes a beeline straight up the steps and into the door. All right, so you're approaching inside here. This kind of the main hall area. Almost kind of a church-like setting. Rows of, but of course, the architecture just is falling apart. Most of the pillars, they're all crumbling. There's several rows of them. It's about a 40-foot high vaulted ceiling. Drippy does see bones that litter across the floor as he's kind of darting in between them. It looks like he can lift up his head and see at the very top of the ceiling there's about a 10-foot square hole that looks like it leads into the belfry area.
Mm-hmm.
Where you assume that it looks like there might be like a church bell up there. Doesn't see any ropes or anything hanging from it. There doesn't seem to be any immediate way to reach this area, short of maybe climbing the outer walls. Nothing internally here that looks like it could be accessed there. Possibly, maybe directly from the rooftop. Once he passes in this area... Where's my map? There he goes. To the immediate left and right are other rooms that look closed off at this point, and then there is a further room in the back, also with double doors.
Yeah, but nobody's in this main area.
Nobody's in this main area at this point.
Are the doors to the final room open?
They are appearing cracked at this point, like someone's recently walked through.
Okay, guys, I made it into the building. There's nobody in the main area. 2 rooms on either side, but they're closed. But the room on the far end is open. Should I keep going or should I stop here?
I'm gonna squeeze twice.
Okay, keep sending Drippy.
All right. So this goes. Which direction are you going?
Forward to the open door.
Okay. So straight down to the southern area.
Yep.
Okay. See, it slides through past the door. In this section, this looks like an altar area. There's about 6 stone pillars, and it braces the vaulted ceiling. This part looks, whereas the other one is pretty much kind of like a. You assume at some point might have been an open kind of church, but this would be the, behind the scenes altar. The floor is pretty much covered with a thick layer of dust, so it is helping. It's kicking up into Drippy's vision, but it's also probably helped coating him even further. He's gonna look like a little salamander when it's all done.
He's gonna be one of those like fuzzy snake things by the time he comes out.
Exactly.
A worm on a string.
Yes.
He can see that there's about 4 humanoid skeletons in tattered, like almost priestly vestments that are lying near the altar in the alcove. Underneath, there are about 4 narrowed windows at the end of this room. Carved in the front of this altar, you see a humanoid eye. Now, as far as characters are concerned here, you see one orc, kind of a large one, at the altar area, and below the altar you see what looks to be kind of a cloaked feminine figure. Can't really see much details from the back. All you see is kind of their cloak, but small in frame, possibly maybe elvish.
That. I think I know who this is.
Okay.
I don't.
Hyphen?
Next to this figure, there are 2 goblins.
Hello.
Again, with their backs turned to Drippy at this point. All 3 of the figures are in conversation with the orc ahead.
In what language?
They are speaking common.
Okay, I want to listen.
All right, so Drippy kind of slithers a little bit further into the room, goes off into the corner, and kind of sits behind one of these 6 pillars and leans forward and listens in. The central figure, and the voice sounds feminine, is talking to the main orc, and it's a little hard for Drippy to hear it from where he is at this point without getting closer and risking another stealth check. But from what you are hearing, you're kind of listening for some key words, and you are picking up. She mentioned the Black Spider.
Oh.
Which is a name that has popped up before. And it sounds like that the Black Spider is seeking recruits and allies in the area.
Oh, we gotta bust this camp.
And they're looking to enlist the orcs that are presently stationed in this area. To kind of join in his army. You do hear her mention something about promising riches and power.
Does the voice sound familiar at all? Just so I know.
The voice does not sound familiar, no.
Okay.
So, like, I know I'm not hearing this, but, like, consider, does somebody want to try to convince them that we're trying to join the army?
I'm relaying all of this to the group as I'm hearing it.
Well, I mean, I speak Orc.
That would be a really dumb move, but it would be so funny. And if it works, it would be ascendant.
Guys, should I try to get any closer? At this point, I'm not positive.
At which point, Drippy sees the main orc get agitated, and he grabs his axe and stands up from his
Orc's
sitting
happy.
position in
Orc's
front of
not
the
happy.
altar. He's holding his axe to the side, and he's
Orc's
kind of
not
pointing it at the cloaked figure.
Orc does not like the cloaked elf lady.
And you hear something about a white dragon.
Can I move closer but have advantage since they're preoccupied now?
Was it a... Sorry,
Okay,
was it
I'll
something
say
about
that.
a white dragon or white dragonborn? Sorry.
White dragon.
Okay. Whew.
Okay, with advantage, a natural 16, again 19 if we're counting the dex score.
Okay, nice. So I'll say Drippy goes ahead and moves in closer. He kind of coils around one of the pillars and then waits for an opportunity and slithers on to behind the another one, and then finally gets into within earshot. And now you're hearing the conversation. The main orc is yelling, and he's going, "The dragon is the reason that we are here, drow.
Ooh, it's a
Why should I
drow!
take orders from this black spider?" And the drow kind of without feeling intimidated whatsoever, she goes, "The reason that you're even here is because my master is allowing you to be here.
Go off, girl.
It would be in your best interest to join us. Or we could take the other approach, if you so prefer." And as she kind of gestures over to the other goblins, they both look a little shaky. The goblins are definitely not as, they're a little bit more intimidated at this point, but they're kind of looking at each other and looking at her going, what do you want us to do? She kind of looks at one of them, gives them kind of the evil eye aspect, and he kind of snaps kind of into position, holds out his little bow, points it at the orc.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
At this point, the orc kind of backs down a little bit, and he kind of pats he's got a big double-bladed great axe in his hand, and he pats it on his other hand, his open hand. You can see his toothy tufts pointing out, and he grins as, "I like your style, drow." She goes,
I mean,
"If
me too.
we are done with the pleasantries at this point, I need an answer." He goes, "Well, the rest of my clan is over at Wyvern Tor. When the dragon came and attacked our hold, we were spread out through the rest of the countryside. I can't speak for them. But if the pay is good, we wouldn't mind joining."
Dang it. I was hoping for a little infighting.
So again, I'm relaying this all to the group, but with, classic Tor style. So probably longer than it needs to be, but word by word almost.
She's
Guy
just
goes
like,
down.
as they're talking, relaying it exactly.
With the voices too, I'm mimicking their voices.
Well, this isn't good.
The drow kind of bows a little bit slightly, and she kind of gestures over to the other goblin. He kind of nods, and he turns, puts his still keeps the bow at bay, but lowers it. She looks back at the orc and goes, "I'm well aware of Axbiter being at Wyvern Tor, and that is my next step, to enlist him as well."
Axe what?
Axe biter.
Axbiter.
He bites the axes, so guys, don't swing axes at him.
Uh-oh.
Just bite it.
Dang it.
That One Punch Man.
No, man.
But she
He
goes,
just went
"But Grundle, think of the opportunity.
Grundle.
Not only do we have your forces here encamped and closer to where my master intends to make his final preparations, But this area is also something of a, let's call it a strategic location for us. There's something here that I would also like to bring back to my master. He's searching for something, seeking something.
Oh, guys, they're gonna
York-
use.
York kind of lowers his axe and scratches his chin. There's no one's lived here for centuries. Stinking humans all moved over to Neverwinter. What could you possibly want here? There's nothing but ruin here. This is all that we have left right now, since we can't go back home. And she goes, when we're done, you won't need to go back home. If you prefer to make your home Neverwinter, that could be arranged as well.
Uh-oh.
The orc starts laughing,
Aye.
because we've tried that before. The humans there are too powerful. They drove us out.
Archer is very uneasy right now.
We don't intend on going back. And we can't go to the mountainside since your pet has taken up the residence. So
Oh,
you leave
dear
us with little
God.
choice at this point, drow. And I hope your master appreciates our assistance. But we don't come cheap. She goes, we did not expect less. But there are a few things. We will need to survey this area, if you don't mind, until I've found what I'm seeking. Also, we have a little task for you. While the master is setting up his plans, and once we find what we're looking for, we'll be able to provide you with all the magical weaponry you would desire. However, we have a little bit of a problem. Unfortunately, we had sources in Phandalin, and our agents there have gone dark.
Teehee.
Uh-oh.
Eh,
Hey, guys, I think they're onto us.
Wait. Everyone cut out for me. Right there.
Their sources in Phandalin went dark. They have a problem. They're onto us.
Oh, shoot.
The Black Spider is looking for a group of adventurers that recently left the area.
Hey, guys, we can't do that. We can't. Well, I didn't hear you guys say that, so never mind.
We assure you that Cryobane will not hurt any more of your clan members.
Cryobane, that's a dragon's name, guys.
One second, let me write this down. Notebook. Pencil.
He's seeking
Erase it.
ways to tie loose ends.
Goose. How do you... What's his name again? Sorry.
Cryobane.
Cryovane.
Vane.
like VANE.
Or VAIN.
She goes, one of these fools has something the master possesses. Or wishes to possess, I should say. And if we can find them, then we'll be much closer to our goal. And of course, by that token, much closer to your, shall we say, home renovations. Your aspects for looking for better real estate at this point. Needless to say, the location you've chosen, well, architecturally has something to be desired of. It's a little dusty. Possibly needs a woman's touch. The orc kind of grunts and laughs a little bit. What do they look like? Well, we're looking for a group that contains a dragonborn,
Dang it, guys, they know what we look like.
a dark human,
Dark. They said dark.
a Goliath,
Whoa.
an elf, and a
Oh,
Genasi.
dang. They don't miss details.
We are. Oh, I mean, they missed that I was a high elf, but you know.
She's always high.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always high.
Word is they are headed in this direction.
Oh, orc words.
Most likely come to maybe make sure that you don't pose a danger to the town. Unfortunately, we have that town under control. Something that we will rectify shortly. But until then, adding you along with the Kragmaws should provide all the ample sources of troops that we need.
Well, that goes our element of surprise.
So we have an agreement.
We're such an
And she's-
obvious group.
And she stretches out her hand. The the orc kind of nods, grunts more, and what is it that you need from here? And she points to the altar behind the orc. It goes, nothing that needs to concern you. But I'd like to inspect the altar.
Guys,
Give
she's
us
gonna
some
get
time
the scrying
to-
thing. She's gonna get the scrying thing.
To do our research here, then we'll be on our way.
I can interrupt what they're doing right now.
Snipe him with an arrow.
The orc kind of looks over to his side, looks at the altar, shrugs his shoulders. Do with it what you will. He picks up his axe and carries it on his shoulder, walks down the steps, into the hallway, passing the pillars, and walks into the main hall.
As they're doing that,
At this
quick,
point,
why is he-
quick
At this point,
question.
Drippy does see the drow. As she turns and she can see her face. And I will show you.
Quick question.
Yes.
How many people were there? So, how many goblins? How many
Two
orcs?
goblins. Two goblins, a drow, and an orc.
And then there was like ogres. I mean, outside.
Those are outside, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
talking about in the
outside.
whole complex. Like, what have we seen?
Oh, we've seen 4 orcs, ogres, and goblins.
So we would
Quite a
definitely
few.
die if we rushed in.
There's, I
Yes.
mean, what we saw was like, what we've seen for sure so far has been like at least 10 to
Oh.
12 things.
Heck, Archer's finna walk in.
You don't see this, only Tor does.
This is like on. I mean,
Towards the walk-in.
you guys are far. Oh, by the way, what is your distance on this
Isn't it like 100
with
feet?
with your connection?
I think it is 100 feet.
Oh, I don't
Just
know.
off the top of my head.
That sounds right, actually. I'm pretty much at the edge of my range. If not further, actually.
Yeah, you're just there. Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, I
really-
definitely cannot go any
you can't
closer.
go any further.
So listen, we can do one of two things. Archer, we could go with your plan, or we could go with when she comes out, whenever she finds what she's looking for, we can just wait and then steal it from her.
I don't know what the plan is, but I can guarantee you they won't recognize me.
Why? Because it describes you as dark.
No, I can make sure they don't recognize me.
Listen, Archer, if you think you can do it, I trust you.
We should probably just wait for her.
Tor, at this point, you watch as the drow leans over, whispers to the two goblins next to her. They nod, and they both exit in the same direction the orc did. It is now only the drow left in the room. As she pulls back her cloak and her hood, she approaches the altar. And she puts her hand up to the symbol of the eye. And she starts to cast a spell. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Okay.
Determine if you can see what kind of spell she's casting.
Ooh, this is not fantastic. This is not fantastic. A 12?
A 12.
You're not really sure.
Can I understand the word she's saying?
Stupid.
Not from... Well, no.
Okay,
Because this wouldn't be a language per se.
got it.
Fun fact, spells are littered with Draconic.
At this point, dragon spells are. At this point, pretty much that's all that you're seeing. She is casting something, and there's kind of an aura that's surrounding the altar. But she's kneeling in front of it with her hand outstretched upon the eye and pretty much in silence. What would you like to do?
It's risky, but if we can get that woman, she will have all the information we can learn.
True.
The sound of it.
I think she's is she scrying, maybe?
I imagine she's looking
You're not
for
sure?
something. Before mentioned in the papers, perhaps.
Squeeze my hand twice if you want me to go ahead and bring Drippy back now.
She squeezes it 3 times.
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group.
Just kind of nod my head yes.
I'm gonna squeeze twice.
She's not, okay. So I snap my fingers to bring Drippy back. And I've
Oof.
regained my sight.
There you go.
And hearing.
One little quick addition. As you poof with Drippy,
Oh, they notice.
the drow turns slightly in the direction, and then your vision goes black.
Oh,
Fiddlesticks.
crap!
Is that a oh crap, we need to run?
Sure.
Or
I don't know. She looked slightly in the direction of Drippy when I went to poof him. And so it could be nothing, it could be something. She's definitely magical, so 50-50, I don't know. I don't know if she was scrying, I couldn't tell. I wasn't close enough to be able to see the intricacies of the spell, and I have a snake. Her senses aren't fantastic. I'm not sure what she was casting. I don't know if she knows we're here or not. But if she knows what we look like, chances are she knows that we're familiar, and we could be in huge trouble. You cannot seduce her. I guarantee that you are not her type. She was very, very attractive, and you are a Goliath and not very attractive.
Well,
so there's that.
Know, you didn't see me and Helia back at Fandolin.
I did.
Down.
I did actually. I was there.
And you saw how hot she was.
She
Remember how hot
took
she
you for
was?
a
That is
sucker.
not the point.
She
They
took
could
you
know that
for
we're
a
here
sucker,
and we could
Bobby.
die. We could
Can
die.
I-
I need you guys to.
I can swoon her.
Bobby,
Can I keep an eye out for any goblins
keep an
leaving?
eye out.
Or anybody, coming towards the
Sure,
exit?
go ahead and roll perception.
Okay, so they haven't.
I made a makeshift dice tray, guys. Look how much quieter it is.
Nice. So they haven't made it to the Orcs and Wyvern Tor yet. They've got the Cragmaw goblins.
From
They've
the
got
conversation, you understand that was to be their next destination. It looks like the clan, from what you gather, has been dispersed from the mountain area, by what you assume is the new resident.
So guys,
And so half of them went to Wyvern Tor, the others took settlement here.
what I'm saying is, if we want to try to get this lady, which I don't know if that's a plan or not, but maybe not jump her here where there's tons of backup. Maybe jump her somewhere between here and Wyvern Tor, since that's like her next stop. And I don't think she would have had that many goblins with her. I think they were all goblins that were with her. I think the Oaks and Orgers were here.
I got a 15,
maybe the
by the
Orgers
way.
too.
Yeah, 15 on my perception.
Tor, just throw like 3 or 4 pieces of dynamite in there.
Do you want to be a drow?
That's one of the nasally Hernandez boys.
That's what? Nasally Hernandez boys, wow. You mean Josh?
Is she making fun of my surgically repaired nose?
That's horrible.
Look at her.
Hey,
Is that a whiny old lady I hear in the background?
Is this your wife? Is this your wife?
Get it back.
you want to be my NPC?
I don't even
Sean,
know
is this your wife?
I need a drow voice. I'm not good at doing girl voices.
Is this your wife, Sean?
This is
Andrea,
my wife.
yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. Say.
Hello.
All right. Say. The black spider has need of you. Say it. Say it in a cool drow-like
Why do you
voice.
put me on the spot? I don't have voice acting abilities.
Oh, sounds just like the
Neither
drow.
do I.
Perfect.
It's okay. Just do it anyway.
It's fine. You're fine.
I can't even remember what you just said.
The drow voice. You're a drow.
The black
Something
spider
about the black spider.
And say it like in a very sensual British
Absolutely not.
This girl.
No. I love you.
Be sultry.
I can't. I can't be something I'm not.
It's okay. It's because you're not black. That's what it is.
Question
Yeah,
marks?
Perfect.
No. Those are not the statements
She's
you're
a
making.
drow. Well, that's kind of more of a purpley, dark purple.
Yeah, that's great.
kind of a grayish thing. She's a
Not
drow.
black.
She's dark.
Archer.
She's
Archer.
She's actually very light skinned
She's
for a
Archer.
drow.
Archer is black.
Yeah, Archer is black.
More like an Ashley character.
An Ashley character. That would be my sister.
Alright, I love you. You're worthless to me.
Valid.
Hey.
You can't be.
Whoa.
You can't
We
be our
stand
sixth
a
player.
queen.
I love you. You're worthless to me.
We already have a cleric,
Oh my
and we
god.
don't need an Asimar.
Why not? We could totally use an Azamar. He's
Tell her I
lying.
said
We
to
could
take the
totally
clover
use another
behind.
cleric. We
Oh,
Back
don't.
upstairs.
They said they
Nuh-uh.
totally want an Asimar.
There can only be one.
You could do more damage spells if we had another healer.
I must be
Wait.
the only healer. It is my only purpose.
As you're talking to a ranger and a paladin in the group who have healing spells.
And Abby is a dragon, not dragonborn, but she's a dragon blood, an Eladrin, dragon blood sorcerer. She's an Eladrin, yeah.
What I'm hearing is she's Mahi's wife.
She's too young.
No, she's an elf. She's an Eladrin.
I was gonna say,
She has
nope.
dragon blood though. She's a dragon blood sorc.
Oh, a sorcerer.
Mhm.
Get it.
I was gonna say Mahi's wife is fully dragonborn.
And
Or is she?
Andrea was an Asimar cleric.
Yes.
I like saying that, Asimar.
Was she the
Esmer's
first? Never
cool.
mind.
Like Aurelia.
Her name was Aurelia Borealis. That's
Aurelia Borealis.
That's a very good name for an
That's-
Azamar, actually.
pretty good, yeah.
Aurora.
We're significantly farther than where we left you guys at
Oh,
this campaign.
I think we've only played like twice.
The only cool thing I did in your campaign though is I had you meet the big bad guy right in the beginning. And we killed a character.
A main character, like a player character?
No. No, but we played out the backstory though.
Oh, cool.
So we orphaned our characters here.
I've tried. I don't get it.
I did get it.
This is us in board games.
Oh, God. Anyways,
We just needed a bigger party.
We're trying not to get murdered here.
Alright, well if you're not gonna play with this, then go away.
Are you gonna finish your dungeon?
You are banished me from my dungeon. Yes, this is my dungeon. Yes. Like, literally, I have knights and swords on the wall.
Alright,
Alright.
now,
Be
now,
gone,
Sean, we
drow.
need to hear your sultry, sensual voice now, as the drow.
Oh my.
No,
God.
no,
Anyways,
no.
Heck yes, seduce me.
guys, we should leave. We should leave.
Agreed.
Now, just in case, to be safe, we know where she's going next, we should leave.
Oh
Yes,
my.
Wyvern Court. Let's go. Yes,
Not
let's
all the way to Wyvern Tor, because
Now
we
you
don't want to
sound
have
like a-
allies there
like a
either. We want to go in the
dragon.
middle.
Well,
Like
where
a
do you
dragon.
suggest we go?
Towards Wyvern Tor.
At this point,
On
you
the road
guys
to
hear
Wyvern
a horn.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're leaving.
Let's go.
Is that reggae I hear?
We're running. I take off running. I don't know where I'm going. I'm going the opposite way of this place. I'm running.
I'm gonna follow
Archer.
her. Wait, what?
would Archer know where Wyvern Tor is at
Yes,
this
he
point?
knows.
Because
Yes,
told
I
him
know.
already.
We've been
know.
heading towards it the whole time.
I'm running
I'm gonna
Ma.
follow.
back to the main road.
He's running.
Pyth actually hasn't moved.
I'm standing next to Pyth with my branch in front of my face still.
Then I stop.
I'm
What are
running.
you guys doing?
Pyth's
Guys,
gonna like start backing up and then like kind of like half jog after you, but is like kind of looking back and like watching the doors just in case.
I'm gonna feel that there's a lack of people behind me, and I'm gonna look.
Look, I love a good fight more than anybody, you know, but you gotta go.
I'm not planning on fighting. I'm planning on slowing them down. If
At
they
this
come
point,
running out with
a
horses.
figure enters into the northwestern tower.
Oop! We're running. I'm turning and running.
You
Oh,
stupid
I
heads!
start running.
I
I
told you to
start running
run.
with Pyth.
Just call me a stupid cleric.
I stupid head.
I was like, you stupid cleric.
You stupid cleric. That's what I said now, I've decided. Redcon, you stupid cleric, I told you to run!
Who speaks Orc?
I do.
Archer.
Alright, Archer, where are you at?
I'm
Second.
behind Tor, but I just stopped because nobody was following.
But now they're
That
running and
was-
following.
We were
You're-
past Archer.
You're hearing, and what sounds like to be an orc in that tower yelling intruders.
Ah!
I'm gonna cast Fog Cloud.
We didn't intrude anything. We were outside.
I'm not even intruding!
You see,
I just wanted to see the shrine. It was cool.
How about you stop talking?
I can't. I'm nervous. I get to talk even more when I'm nervous, and when I'm drunk, and when I'm sad, and when I'm happy. I just talk all the time.
We're running.
I am running.
we were running.
Run.
Yes.
Alright, so at this point, that's kind of the last thing you guys hear. I assume all of you are running, right? No
I'm
one stay
going to-
behind?
Yep.
As
Split
we're
the
going,
party.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Fog Cloud, 20-foot radius sphere, just to kind of obscure us as we turn tail and sprint the F out
So
of
as you
here.
guys head back down the trail that you had followed to get here, Python being at the end, go ahead and she casts the fog cloud accordingly. It pretty much, I mean, you're an open area, so you pretty much kind of set a centralized fog in the middle of the road here, and then head off into the other direction. Unfortunately, you also can't really see much behind you. That being the case. Archer, like I said, the last thing you hear is the word intruder in Orcish, coming from the direction of that tower. The figure in the tower can still clearly see you guys from pretty far ways off at this point, so they're watching you as you take off in the direction.
Is there any cover in front of us where we're
There
heading?
is
mean,
no cover
It's
whatsoever.
a 20-foot radius sphere. So
But
it
the
would
thing is,
be-
they can see the cloud. I mean, there's nothing else
Oh,
around. They
yeah.
see the fog cloud. They know we're in the fog cloud.
And you can't see the fog cloud's definitely going to cover most of the gatehouse section accordingly. So
okay,
you
so
don't
my
see
plan
anything from
is-
there. But the tower's, still up
My
way
plan
above
was
us.
more along the lines of like create essentially like a wall of fog so that at least like it kind of creates like it's like 20 feet tall, so it would kind
Yeah.
of go up a
This
ways.
tower-
Oh yeah,
more
but
than
this
20
is
feet.
kind of a tall tower, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tower is
This tower.
tall. We can see over your wall.
Can I just not cast it then? Because it's useless.
Well, I mean,
This
it will
scenario.
possibly.
I mean,
obscure
people won't
anything
shoot at
coming
us.
Out
Yeah.
of the,
Okay, fine. Fog
Yeah,
cloud stays.
Jason does.
This stays. We're good.
Okay.
Just a little extra. Poof. Okay, bye.
Right. For the most part, you guys aren't staying in the cloud, but
No.
yes, you won't be able to see anything come out of it either, unless something goes through the cloud. So, as the last that you see, the shrine gets smaller into the distance, and you get back basically you make your way back to the kind of the crossroads sections right before Canaberry.
Archer, please keep leading on. I want to keep running.
I'm going to beeline. Ah.
At this point, it's probably a little bit later in the afternoon. We're probably around 3 or 4. We can tell by the position of the sun at this point.
So where are we again?
Basically, where you started.
GG.
We just ran 15 miles back.
No.
That was only about 5
Just
miles.
kidding. I know. I'm kidding.
Does it look like we're still being followed?
Not that you can tell.
I'm gonna catch my breath.
Me too. So, I'm assuming this is not the direction to Wyverntor.
No, it's not.
Well,
We gotta go to Wyverntor. We gotta beat them there.
We gotta beat them there. Oh,
Beat them
so
there.
we can.
And they're going to have horses.
Mother.
I don't know.
Wyverntor's about. I mean, it's actually visible from even the trail at this point, but it's about 20 miles south.
Okay, let's go there. I'm gonna trust you, Tor.
Way further than where you've just done.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is we don't have to make it all the way there first. But
We need to
if-
intercept them.
exactly.
Okay.
We need
Let's
to
go.
capture that woman and get whatever.
The thing is,
information she
we're
has.
not gonna have the element of surprise now.
Definitely not.
We can definitely have the element of surprise.
Alright, you keep teasing whatever this is. What are you going to do?
I can change the way I look.
When this would have come in handy when you were trying to pretend to be a red guard.
Well, I didn't really feel like wasting a spell slot then. So,
I
know all about
He didn't say it like that.
It's going to take the remainder of the day to get to Wyverntorn, by the way.
No, we're not gonna get all the way there. We're gonna camp out like
get
halfway there.
I
most.
mean, you can pretty much cover maybe a 24-mile trek in about 10 hours.
Okay, well, we're gonna get probably most of the way there, right?
We're gonna get
About, like,
pretty close. We're
three-quarters?
gonna basically set up
Yeah.
an ambush.
We just want to make sure that we don't have them go around us. So we're going to have to be close enough to where they're going to have to cross our path.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So close to there.
Archer heads off in that direction.
I follow.
Issa too.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Smokies.
All right.
Are we
So
gonna
you
make it like
guys
50%?
are kind of passing your old little campsite section that she had stopped previously the morning earlier, and you start heading down south.
Yes.
Okay. About another hour, you approach what looks like kind of a ruined watchtower off to the side. This, based on the map, looks like it's the Old Owl Well.
Does it look like there's people?
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
It's oh, okay, yeah. 6.
So well.
So, for the rest of you people, because Archer's too busy looking at the map to really pay
I'm
attention.
like running with the map in front of my face.
Surrounding area, but the rest of you passively can see as you're cresting kind of this low ridge, you're spying this crumbly ruin of an old watchtower. It's standing amongst the rest of the hills in this area. Looks very old. The walls are pretty much just mounds of rubble, enclosing on a kind of a half of a courtyard of sorts. There is basically kind of a, let's call this a broken stump of what was an old watchtower. There's a nice colorful tent, however, set up in the middle of this courtyard, but no one's in sight at the moment.
Okay, let's take a poll. Who wants to stop or who wants to keep going?
We kind of need to keep moving.
Okay, awesome. Let's go.
There's also an actual well that you see in the center of this courtyard area. It's close to the tent.
Can I refill
we'll
my
sweep by and
canteen?
peek at it.
Who's doing what?
I want to do. So he wants to fill up his water thing, I guess.
My water skin.
Yeah, I want to just kind of like, as we go by, kind of just look it over.
All right. So you guys are staying on the trail, not
Yeah.
deterring. Only Tavith is, yeah.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
if he's going towards it, I'm going with him to kind of look at it. But I'm not like we're not stopped.
I thought we took a poll, guys.
Pyth, we need to keep moving. Also, Pyth, but I
Immediately turns and walks towards the well.
Well,
That
Tavith went over there, so
doesn't mean you follow him. He's stupid.
Can I hear it say that I'm stupid?
Yes, you did.
So both Tavith and Python roll perceptions for me.
10.
20.
Okay. All right. So Python more so than Tavith. Tavith is more focused
Shocking.
on getting water. So as Tavith pulls out his canteen and goes over to look into the well, first of all, first thing that you notice, Tavith, is that there is no water. This well looks empty, dry. It's about 20-foot hole of darkness.
Just like my hands on my hips, looking over, like what?
So you pull out your canteen and you look really disappointed. And you're like,
Yeah.
where's the water? Python, as you're kind of standing behind Tavith and you're more concerned about the surrounding area at this point, you don't notice any disturbance coming from the tent. You see one of the flaps kind of flip open, and there definitely seems to be something inside, and maybe even someone inside, as the flap kind of rusts open with the wind and then kind of flaps back closed. But there's this stench of what you can describe as death. There's like a deathly odor, and it's wafting out from the tower's direction that's across from you.
I would like to go and inspect the tent.
All right.
Archer and Tor like a distance off, like what the heck?
As you
And
I'm
Maki,
also,
actually.
Yeah, Mahi's just kind of sitting there, just rubbing his temples, like, I don't understand you people.
I
don't
don't
understand it either, apparently.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, so I'm kind of trying to just like peek.
Okay.
Peek. Okay, that's what it is, and then we go.
As you skirt around the well, kind of passing by Tavith, and Tavith kind of notices you, but still kind of staring into the abyss of the well, wondering where his water is. As you start to get up closer to the steps of the broken tower, from within the ruins, all of a sudden, you start seeing dark shadows start lumbering out.
Nope. I would like to leave.
I can't do it. Thank
Like
you.
that.
Yes. As you watch, several zombies start shambling out of the tower.
Can we see this from here?
From you guys, not from where you are at the moment. So I need Python and Tavi to roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
What the heck? Okay.
This is why we take polls,
What
guys.
happened when you
We
stopped
literally
the water?
agreed to keep walking.
I was thirsty.
Perish.
Mine is 15.
Mine's not. It's 8. Okay, Rhythm is not cooperating with me today. Also, whoever doesn't have that chat muted, please mute it.
What?
Okay.
Whoever doesn't have the music.
We can
chat
barely
muted.
hear.
No, I mean,
Okay, Tavith, what was your initiative?
15.
And Python.
8.
Okay. For the rest of you, Archer, Tor, and Mahi, go ahead and just roll initiative for me.
Okie dokie.
1 or 2, Preston.
2.
That was a bad idea. This is your fault.
11.
I got a
11 for Mahi.
I got a 4.
4 for Tor.
Yeah, she's gonna last.
28.
28 for Archer.
Oh,
Alright.
jeez.
Just so that you know, I'm saving these for later, but at the moment you guys are not in combat.
Yes.
Okay. So actually, Tavith, you're going.
So wait, how many of them are there?
At the moment, you're seeing several of them start pouring out. You don't know how many at this point.
Can I say
Can I-
something? Can I just
Can I
say run?
Can I run? Yeah, I wanna
Do
like.
that.
They're not close
look
enough
up-
to attack me, right?
No, but you do notice that they're coming out, and they're heading towards Python because she's closest to.
That sucks to suck.
The
I'm
tower.
running.
All right.
No,
I'm
I'm
running
fine.
out of there.
I'm fine.
I'm gonna dash
Okay.
back towards our peoples.
The rest of the group.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no water over there, and
Also, there's zombies.
yeah, there's some stuff about to ambush Pyth, but I left her.
What?
You actually say that?
What? Stop! What?
She said to run. She said run, and I
What
ran.
stuff?
She said ran. She said run, and I ran.
What stuff?
What do you mean? What stuff? I don't know. It's like some shadowy things. Some shadowy things.
How do we think?
Yeah, I couldn't really see that far. I only rolled 10.
Tavi, get back.
Mike just puts his hand on his sword and just goes, "Grr," and just kind of like, "Grr." Like
Do you guys
I
have
don't
any water to
understand.
spare?
He's
I hope
fixing
you
to
die.
fail his wisdom saving throw on purpose.
Pyth said to run, and I ran.
So that's his turn.
That's your turn. It's now Python's turn.
I'm gonna channel Divinity Turn Undead.
Okay.
Just, no, I'm not doing this right now. And I'm going to cast Turn Undead.
All right.
That's a Wiz 12 save or be turned. Nope,
I'm not
nope, no thank you.
I'm not gonna do this for each one of these, but we'll roll. 1 and universally apply it. Okay, yeah. Wisdoms are not good for zombies.
I hope so.
They're stupid. They're more dumb than me.
Yep. So that's a fail.
All these zombies come pouring out, Pipe goes, no, and they all turn around.
No! No!
Alright, so let me ask real quick here. What is your
What is your HP and armor class?
And do you have any resistance to the undead?
Do you have
Well, we are-
anything to declare?
I mean, we're
And within 30 feet, okay, so that would be all of them at this point, even the ones that you have
Bet!
not seen. Turn
Pipe
for
really
minute.
just said no.
Not today,
Alright.
Shane.
So basically, Python, as you go ahead and you spread out your arms, and this brilliant white light kind of emanates out from around you, and the orc kind of slams into the base of this tower and through the zombies. You see the first 2 or 3 zombies that are shambling out. They kind of turn around slowly and start walking back, while the other ones that are coming from behind them start bumping into each other. So there's a bottleneck at this point in front of the tower. You've got zombies in the inside that are trying to get out, the other zombies that just got turned or walking towards them and blocking the exit. So they're all kind of, it's funny. It's like it's not a stampede, but it's
mine just kind of
half
clenches his fist.
of them are basically having a conversation with each other. It's like, I
Mine
need
just-
to go through. No, I can't go this way.
And with that, I'm going to turn and run after Tavi. And just, let's go.
I just kind of give a thumbs up to Python as we're running.
So the rest, so Python makes her way back over to the rest of the group at this point. So zombies all skip their turn. And now we're up to the top of the round with Archer.
Running, dashing, opposite direction, towards Withendor. 60 feet.
That's all today's
Actually,
been.
no, this is my first turn. I'm dashing 80 feet.
We just watched him take off.
Archer says,
Alright.
we're good? Boom!
We're good, awesome.
Tommy's turn.
I am gonna also dash with him.
Okay. Mahi's turn.
I'm going to follow after them.
Python's turn.
Running.
And Tor.
Hey, wait. I cast as a bonus action Misty Step to get 30 feet ahead and then use my action to dash.
So
I get ahead of Archer.
Oh my god.
All the rest of you watch Tor kind of pop up in front of you.
And then I'm dashing.
And she runs off.
I'm 10 feet ahead of Archer.
10 feet ahead of me. I'm 20 feet ahead of the others.
And to the subsequent rounds, as it takes, what is this, 10 minutes on the, for 1 minute. Okay. So, but in any case, in that time frame, you guys get further enough where the hour starts dwindling into the horizon.
Man, we really just said we're not doing this. And
Yeah, zombies aren't fast. They're 20 speed, so
They weren't gonna catch us anyways.
you can't tell if they even started to chase you after it wore off, but eventually the tower of the old hour well fades off into the distance. And now you're still just in the middle of an open plain.
So maybe next time when we take a poll on whether or not we want to stop, we actually follow through on it.
I'd like to just let the record show that it wasn't a poll, it was just me saying we should keep moving.
But we all agreed,
We all agreed.
non-verbally, and you still went. You were the one who voted and you still went.
I just
My
wanted
point
to take a
still
look.
stands.
I was just thirsty.
I didn't intend on
stupid!
stopping.
I
It didn't slow us down, let's just keep moving.
Zombies.
I'm gonna continue walking.
Following him.
Okay.
I let him take the lead.
This group has just been like straight up Scooby-Doo all day.
Yes, literally.
So go
It's
ahead
just
and
Scooby-Doo.
Archer, roll a perception.
I dropped my dice.
That's how rolling works.
14.
14. Okay. So at the moment, nothing behind you, nothing in front of you. You continue towards the prominent landmark in the distance, from what you can tell on your map, known as Wyvern Tor. We'll say, for the sake of brevity here, that you spend the rest of the day doing this.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah,
much.
just getting about 3/4 of the way there and then stopping.
Basically, if you do so, you'll be stopping. It'll be at least midnight or past probably 2 in the morning. But if you want to go all the way, push it.
No, we're getting just as close as we can before we need to stop, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. So we'll say within about an hour's distance at this point, be about midnight. The moon is bright and shining. Again, a cloudless sky. Pretty fairly light outside, so for the rest of you that don't have dark vision, not too bad. Stars are out. It's pretty interesting because you haven't seen the sky in this kind of a open framework at this point in quite a while. It's not obscured by some building or landmark or et cetera, et cetera.
Trees.
In the far distance, you still see Wyvern-Tor. Of course, it is more sizably in your point of view than it was before.
Archer, has a cart already gone through here? Did we miss it?
Can I check for tracks?
All right, go ahead. Roll perception.
Also, is Wyvern-Tor, so is it like a kind of bigger place, or is it another kind of small frontier town type?
Wyvern-Tor is not a place. Wyvern-Tor is an actual. It's a peak, a crag, basically. That's prior to before you get to the actual Sword Mountains itself.
It's like saying Mount Everest. It's a specific mountain.
It's more of a landmark spot, accordingly.
I see.
Actually, if someone wants to roll a history check,
I'll do a history check.
Listen, it's like one of the only things I'm good at. You get perception, I get history and arcana. That's it.
I also have history and arcana.
I have a +5.
Fine. Can she roll with advantage because I'm helping? Ish.
You're helping her think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Listen,
rubbing her
I rolled
temples
21.
for her.
21?
Yes.
All right. Some stories that you know here from this place, by its name, obviously, it used to be home to pretty much nests of wyverns. But they've pretty much been dealt with. Adventures have come on over the years. So the wyverns never returned. It's been centuries since then, but it's always been labeled as Wyvern-Tor because of their history. For the most part, you suspect that other types of creatures have layered here from time to time throughout the years. Squatters, basically.
Hey guys, you want to hear some fun facts about Wyvern-Tor?
No.
So,
No, we just need to
it's called
sleep, okay?
Wyvern-Tor. It's
Yeah.
called Wyvern-Tor because there were a bunch of wyverns who used
I
to
cover
live
my
here
ears.
like centuries ago, and because there were so many of them, that's how it got its name. And the name still lasted, but ever since then, other things have kind of moved into residence. I'm assuming most recent resident, Orcs? It's like a big landmark.
I want to punch him in the shoulder really, really hard.
I was concerned for a moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Gonna punch Tor.
I'm gonna
Really,
punch.
really hard.
Like
No,
the pause there
no.
made me worried.
No, Tavith. I want to punch Tavith in the shoulder really hard. Do I need a roll for that, or is that just a role play thing?
Go ahead, roll for it.
Dang.
That's a natural 20. Holy
God, you're
shit.
doubling up your damage on him. This is
That's 8
fantastic.
points of bludgeoning damage. Because I do 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Of unarmed damage? Yes.
So take 8
So I
damage.
just rear back and go bang! Right in
Alright,
your
I'm rolling. I'm rolling to retaliate.
Oh my
I'm
god.
tired of getting knocked around for no reason.
And Mahi is screaming
My
at
perception
you.
is 10, by the way, for checking tracks. Are there tracks or not?
I would like to also
No.
roll into this fight.
Here
By
I
the
go.
way, as Mahi's doing that, he is screaming in Draconic. He's screaming.
Why?
Can I ask if you guys are still on? Well, let's say since you are checking traps, that yes, you are still on the dirt trail at this point. However, we'll say where you are right now, because you're entering the mountainous areas. Pretty much the trail is pretty much faded. It's now just open fields, and it's becoming more rocky, and obviously everything from this point forward is a climb upward.
But does it look like something has come through here recently in the grass and the rocks and the dirt and whatever?
Not with a 10, you don't see anything.
Oh.
Hey,
Okay. Well, while they're
Hey.
punching each other, I'm gonna hide behind Archer.
I just wanted to say one thing before you punch me, and I totally get you punching him back, but I have Longsword of Vengeance. Please keep that in mind.
Oh god.
Tavi, go ahead and roll.
This
in.
is
Because
your
Tavi
fault,
would
Mike.
remember this.
Well, you want to do something about it? 'Cause that kind of hurt. You know, you could fix this.
Tavi, are you smart enough to remember that he has a sword of vengeance? This is me asking out of character. Are you smart enough to remember that before you turn and
I
punch
just
him?
want to know if he wants to make me feel better.
I think this is not Tavi's fault. I actually put
My
Maki
hand-
at the blame for this.
My hands are kind of being thrown up in the air, and I'm just speaking in Draconic like.
He's still
Tommy, are you
screaming at you.
reacting?
I'm asking him if he wants some. He said he wasn't gonna
So you just
attack
got
me.
punched and it hurt you. You took 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, and I'm like, hey, do you want to help me out here? I'm like, I can't even move my arm right now.
He's screaming at you in Draconic. That's his response, basically.
I actually do kind of grab on his shoulder really hard, but I heal him. 8 points of damage.
All right.
All right, because
But
I was holding
but
on to my maul.
My fingers
I
still
was.
kind of in your
You
face, and
punched
I'm still-
him, he grabbed his maul and turned around, and you healed him. Mahi,
Yeah, I'm like, thank you, Mahi.
Mahi, that was the most cowardly move.
No, he's
Thank
doing
you.
that.
You kind of almost wipe
He
off the dust as you heal the area.
No, I do not.
Huge
I
bicep.
grabbed him hard.
You
No,
still
I
healed
did
him.
because I know I have a long sword of vengeance.
He's aggressive.
Do
Like,
we
I thought we just had a little powwow over this.
Mahi
We
really
did.
just said, I'm gonna punch you, and then, oh god, please don't hit me.
That's really what you just did.
Guys, get yourself together.
Oh my
Shut
god.
up.
You shut up!
All right, where'd you go?
Bobby, stop being a sniveling coward.
Oh, those are bold
Yeah.
words.
So really bold words coming from a man of your moral stature.
I'm just gonna tilt my head to the side and look at him. So, like, you hear this guy?
Sorry, I'm sure you're the head
Looks
of
into the
moral
camera.
Yeah, like, you hear this? Get a load of this guy.
Oh my god.
Moving on.
Are we really gonna have this discussion here? Now? Guys?
This morning, heart to heart, now.
I'm
Yeah.
just out here trying to give some fun facts, and I turn around and you guys are hitting each other and threatening each other and insulting each other. I don't
I
understand.
didn't do anything but try to tune you out. And I get
I
punched in the
know,
arm.
and I don't really care because I know that it's annoying. I just can't stop doing it.
He just needed to let that out. He's good. He's somewhat okay now. He's still
Mahi's-
ticked.
Mahi's mad about the roast session earlier. And took it out on me.
He could care less about well, he does care, but that's not what this is about at all.
Mahi,
I did nothing to Mahi and I get punched.
Oh, you did something. You did something.
What did you do?
we don't attack each other here, okay? We don't attack each other.
Unprovoked.
I've decided that, after Tavi tries to sacrifice me, that we don't attack each other.
I feel
We
like that
don't
should
hurt
just
each
be
other.
standard. You shouldn't it shouldn't have to have been formally decided. But the fact that it was formally decided,
We are dysfunctional.
Does Python say that out loud?
No, that's me saying this.
Oh. He's not really saying anything.
dear God.
So, about those fun facts. Are you done?
Yeah, actually,
I would like
kinda-
to keep an eye out for any caravan type things, traveling groups.
All right,
I'm
go
gonna.
roll perception.
Oh,
That's cocked. What the hell? This is a really bad. I swear I'm not just re-rolling for the sake of rolling. That is because if I was re-rolling for the sake of rolling, I would have rolled higher than this. That is a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
A 10?
Yes.
Nothing that you see in the area. Like I said, it's pretty open. All you have to look forward to is mountain climbing. We'll say this, that there's kind of an echoey sound as you are closer to the mountains. You can't
So
really
maybe-
tell if there's no... It's strangely, eerily quiet. I mean, there's no forest or woods, things that you're somewhat accustomed to, so any of the natural nighttime critter noises, not there.
The city folk in the group are like,
Yeah,
This is
wind,
disgusting.
rustling wind, almost howling from the coming from the peaks. There's the temperature has probably dropped a good about maybe 15, 20 degrees as you are starting approaching. Not cold yet, but it's starting to get a tidbit nibbly.
What?
Pike does have a cloak, so she's just gonna kind of.
A tidbit nibbly. Okay.
Nippy?
Look, guys, let's just
Nibbly.
rest.
Nipply. Okay.
We set
I'll
up
take
camp without
first watch.
fire. No fire, no tents. We don't want to be noticeable.
I'm
Nope.
gonna walk down the road back the way we came quite a bit. And I'm gonna set up alarm further down the road. That way if something is coming this way using the path, then it will trip alarm.
This is
How far are you
eerily
going?
familiar.
How far do you want to go?
Like far enough where like I can still kind of see the group.
What's the range
Mahi-
on your...
I don't think it necessarily has a range as far as what you can hear. It's a 20-foot radius, but if it's crossed.
Mahi's coming with you because you're going away far and he does not want to split the party.
Yeah,
They're
it's
splitting the
just
party.
it's just a 20-foot cube. If you do an audible alarm, the sound only goes for 60 feet. But as long as I'm within 1 mile of the warded area, the ping wakes me if I'm sleeping up.
So that would be probably the maximum if you're looking to try to give yourself at least a mile's worth of notice.
Okay. How long would it take me to walk a mile?
I'd say
15 minutes?
Yeah, about that much. That sounds right.
yeah.
Okay. So I go about that far
And Mahi's going with her just to play bodyguard.
and set up an alarm like 20 feet like across the road, like to where like the middle of it is on the road. So like I've covered as much of the side of the road and the again opposite side, if that makes sense. Like for like the road's in the middle of this 20-foot line.
Okay.
And then I turn.
I'm just gonna
I
settle
walk
down
back.
with
Who? And Mahi's with you at,
Archer.
at this point?
He's with me.
Mahi, why don't you roll perception for me as you're watching her do this?
It takes me about 10 minutes to set it up.
Holy shoot. That flipped out of the thing, but I guess I can still count it because it still was technically a roll. Evan.
A 7?
Yeah.
You're
Seven.
Okay.
really distracted by Tor's dance of the alarm.
The alarm dance, the alarm ritual.
The alarm ritual. She spends about 10 minutes doodling her staff and making little squiggly lines in the dirt and sweeping her feet over it and twirling. And
So as she's doing
it's a very
her
magical experience. It's interesting. It's like she's dancing on water.
This is crazy. Mahi, I
actually-
want to be a wizard.
And
Right.
with the moonlight at this point, I mean, you see her skin's kind of glistening. You're feeling
It's
things
cool.
you've never felt before.
No, I'm not.
Mahi, you have a wife.
Very much not.
This is highly
And
inappropriate.
then you snap back and remember, I'm a married dragon. I'm a married
I'm a
dragon.
married dragon and
She's
this
never
world is
had
annoying.
that back because
We're
that
trying
never
to-
happened.
Also, she's a necromancer. So,
There's that too. Like all of these things start coming to your recollection. She's a necromancer. I'm married. She's super annoying. I don't think we like each other.
And then you think, but opposites attract.
He does not.
This is like one of those. Oh, this is like one of those
Thirsty at the moment.
horribly intrusive thoughts where it's really not your thought, but it's in your brain anyways. You're like, why am I
Oh, I
thinking about this? But you can't stop thinking about it. It like turns over in your head. You're like, this is horrible. Why am I
Yep.
thinking about this?
The
So my-
power of the DM.
the moment that we see
can
that
do
Alex is actually Tor.
yeah.
Shakes his head. Got it. And then as she's doing her little thing, I just go, I seem like a real jerk, don't I?
What?
I said I seem like a real jerk, don't I?
Yeah.
You asked the wrong
I don't-
person if you wanted reassurance.
No, no, he's not looking for that.
Believe it or not, I actually do care about what you guys think about me because I haven't had a group to hang out with for a while.
I can tell you, Kara, by how angry you get, you're very easily upset. And people who are very easily upset typically care, at least to an extent.
Yeah. I just
kind of gesture back.
Oh no, Tavith is
I
an
just-
idiot, and he deserved to be punched. Not at this moment. Like, I don't think he actually did anything to be punched. But, like, if you would have punched him before this morning, totally would have, like, seen it coming. Like, again, Tavith is an idiot. So,
just don't
like...
see when you see somebody in need, you run like a coward. I don't.
And Mahi just kind of has a look of confusion.
I just.
Oh, it did. Oh, you're talking about earlier. Okay, I'm on track now.
Can I just be camouflaging my branch in front of them? And they
Oh,
They're a mile away.
you're a mile
I
away.
know, I
You
was
just definitely cannot hear us.
Man. Can I roll for that?
No.
No, not for a mile.
Yeah, and like I said, it's been about 15, 20 minutes. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm, like, getting ready for bed, writing in my journal.
Okay,
I'm watching things.
go ahead and roll perception for me.
22.
Okay. You see many things.
Ooh.
But pretty much, when they say many, I mean
Are they normal things?
a lot
Are
of
they
nothing.
things that should have... Okay, so
Like
they're things
rocks,
that should be there.
Dirt and the mountain and the stars and the sky.
And Pyth writing in
There's
her journal, and Tavi
tons.
playing dumb.
Tons more
Tavith
rocks.
staring into
Area.
space. Tavith, what are you doing, actually?
He's, like, already
What are you
asleep.
doing?
I'm actually kind of curious. It's your big moment. What are you doing?
I'm whipping out my tent.
I literally said, Pyth sees him start to get out the tent and goes, no.
She
No
looks at it
sense.
from her journal.
What do you mean, no?
We're keeping a low profile. And
Five
we
of them,
don't-
they're gonna notice the Goliath laying on the ground anyways.
We're in the
I'm
grass.
whipping out my tent where I stick out half my legs anyways.
We
No,
don't
like-
want any. Okay. All I'm saying is, if we see something coming, we're leaving behind your stupid tent, and you don't get a tent anymore.
If that happens, I'm taking someone's tent.
No.
For the love of God, just put your tent up. You can have mine.
No. Don't give him.
I've slept in the woods for 6 years. I'm fine.
And I've slept in a mansion for longer than that. No tents.
This is the most emotion we've ever gotten out of Python.
Honestly.
No thanks!
I just start folding it back up like, okay.
Okay, Mom.
He's a bit angry.
Yeah. Okay, R.A.
I'm walking away. I'm standing up and I'm walking like 100 feet in another direction.
How is your stupid ass gonna keep watch on the party if you're?
I'm not keeping watch anymore. I'm
Wait, why are
fortunate
you-
at keeping watch.
Wait, why is he mad? I don't understand. What was he mad?
I don't know.
Mahi, what you gotta understand is Tavith operates on a different level than us. I don't know
I
where
love
that
the
level
jump
is.
cut back to the group before this.
Yes. He just
It's like a cutscene, like,
his
yes, I'm
his
on track
train
now.
of-
Switch the...
his train of thought doesn't even run parallel to ours. And so in that moment where Pyth told him to run, he was not considering that Pyth might be in danger. He was solely taking the words that Pyth said and deciding whether or not he wanted to follow them. Now, given the fact that there was no water in the well, which is what he originally went there for, he's like, oh, there's no water. Pyth told me to run. I have no reason to stay, and so he ran. He operates on a completely different level than us. His reasoning skill was not actually including the zombies at all. The zombies were not a part of his equation.
The thing is, when
He
came
wasn't
forward,
abandoning
dead.
Pyth. He was just
when he came
That's
over.
why when he started with "There's no water" because that was the part that was in his brain.
But after that, he said, Aithavan said, "Run," and I can't remember his exact words, but along the lines of something is coming for her, and I just kind of like moved my arms like in a swaying motion and like ran.
To be fair, Pyth is also a big girl who can handle herself. She's literally triple, quadruple, I don't know. She's a lot older than us, and we've seen her hold her own several times. So we've also seen her turn undead, just literally make them walk away from her, which I'm assuming is what she did again based on the fact they didn't follow us.
I don't know.
So
I just feel like if somebody is willing to fight for you, you should do the same, and if you don't, you're a coward.
yes, but if you would have been there, what would have happened is you would have run up to the zombies, probably gotten hit by one, probably got taken over by your sword, and probably caused more harm than good. We got away from that situation just fine.
I don't hear
Like,
it.
just because you can fight doesn't mean you should fight.
He's contemplating this.
Because you would have charged into a fight, whereas Pyth was just, oh, let's run, and then we all ran. You would have actually run over there and probably caused a fight.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Tommy's voice echoes from a mile away.
I ain't gonna let you get the chance, stupid.
So,
Yeah. Guess you're right. I'll apologize when we get back.
probably for the best since we had that whole heart-to-heart thing this morning.
All right.
That was this morning, not a month ago.
Yes, this morning, not a month ago.
So, to show that we actually meant the whole bonding thing from this morning, it would probably be a good step in faith to apologize.
Yeah.
Like,
All right.
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
But
And I'm gonna let her continue with her thing, unless you're still talking. My bad.
no, I'm pretty much finished. Kind of interrupted my ritual, so I'm going to go back to that and finish it up.
He's still
It's
just
okay.
keeping.
I'm probably like halfway through it by the time he's interrupted me, so I finish it up, take another 5 minutes, and then we probably start heading back.
All right. Going back to the other group.
They're all split up and angry. We're like, what the heck happened?
Pyth's just trying to mind her business, but like keeps glancing at Tavi to make sure he's not getting the tent out again.
It's been about half an hour. She's finished up her ritual, and now another 15 minutes she'll be coming back. So about half an hour has passed at this point. Where are we at in the tent situation?
There's no tent.
No tent.
I'm holding my branch in front of Pyth and like holding onto the tent just in case.
He's
like-
like holding the branch in front of Pyth.
So what it is he's like lying. Are you lying on the ground or are you sitting up?
I'm in Indian cross-legged.
So you're like blocking your view of Pyth with the branch
Yeah, so I can like.
and holding on
see
to
what
the tent.
so she can't see what I'm doing.
Are you setting up the
You
tent
can't
again?
See me.
Oh my god.
Is the tent being set up as you sit there?
Are you asking me this like in the
Not in
in
character.
character? I'm like loosening it up again slowly.
Pyth
Yes.
slowly looks over to him again and just says, "No,
No what?
no tent."
Yes, I know of a tent.
Can I just? I would like to put my journal away, get up, walk over, and take the tent from him.
I let her take it. I'm like, I look around like, all right, bedroll it is.
You basically gotta deal with Tommy like a toddler, pretty much.
Pyth sits it's like a rolled up tent. Pyth sits on it like a log and then goes back to writing.
Can't even enjoy the luxuries of life.
This isn't luxury.
Well, it is for me. So
You brat.
you and your mansion. Oh, boo-hoo. Okay.
I don't know how that's a boo-hoo for her living in a man.
That's exactly the point. Sarcastic boo-hoo, Eli.
And they say I am the dumb one around here. Okay.
I'm slow.
So we
Anything
just
else?
vibing.
So, pretty much as Mahi and Tor get back, there's
All right. I'd say at this point, you guys have that's been about 45 minutes, and Tor and Mahi are back. Tor, you
Hi.
said your alarm is going off.
guys, the alarm's going off. I just said it. There's somebody coming.
Well,
You get a ping.
There's somebody coming. They're a mile away.
I
Where's
guess
Archer?
we should
Archer?
get ready.
Where's Archer?
I'm like 100 feet away. I could hear you. I'm heading back.
Archer
okay,
set it
there it
off.
Archer didn't set it. He's 100 feet away, stupid.
And I pull out my bow. I knock an arrow into it, and I stand in the center of the path, and I pull it, and I'm aiming at...
I thought you were going to do the
Ah.
thing where you
The
transform
darkness.
yourself.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Oh wait, they're a mile away, so we can just start
It's
running, and we'll
too late.
continually be a mile away.
We're not running from them. We're trying to... Have you listened to our plan at all, Tavi? Just genuine question. Do you know what we're doing and why we're here?
Also, are you planning on holding that bow for 15 minutes? They're a mile away.
I
And
can
it's
hold the bow
also
for a lot
dark,
longer than 15
so
minutes.
you guys can't see a mile away.
Tavi.
Were we ambushing something?
Yes, so why would we run away if we're ambushing?
I thought we were taking a nap. Sorry.
So this is open field. Is it like tall grass?
Open
Or-
field, not very tall grass. In fact, actually, at this point, not much grass at all. You've kind of left the grass area, and for the most part, proceeding on south, everything here is dirt and rock. And as you look into the distance, you're seeing more large jutting rocks sticking out of the ground as it starts kind of climbing up to the side of these kind of rugged hills. As you look further towards the west, then you see where these hills kind of coalesce into more of the mountain range that kind of covers the horizon.
Are there any like rocks, like boulder type, like that we could get behind here?
Yeah, I'll say for this purpose here that there are probably a few larger, maybe 10-foot size boulders in the area that's jutting out from the ground.
I would like to go off to like one of the sides of like the main road area and duck behind one of the rocks.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna follow her because I can't really see much far away. I'm gonna follow her. Actually, strike that. I'm gonna go over by Archer.
I'll follow Python.
Archer hasn't even blinked. He's staring down the road.
I'm gonna stand behind Archer.
He's just standing towards this, like the side of the road with his sword out, and is just waiting.
Okay. Tavith, what are you doing?
I followed Python.
Okay.
Hey, so Archer,
Yeah.
if you're gonna fire the arrow, tell me about 10 seconds before you do it so I can cast light on the arrow so that I can see where to also aim.
I'm gonna like release tension from the bow, and I'm just gonna hold the arrow, just getting ready for her to cast light.
Oh, you want me to do it now? I know you got mad the last time I cast light on something.
No, do it.
Okay, I cast light on his arrow.
Okay, so out of the darkness, and the rest of you can see, you see kind of a white light shine out.
Except
Archer's
I make it. What's your favorite color, Archer? Blue?
Yes.
I make it blue light. It's a pretty blue light.
And then that white light vanishes, and it's kind of a bright blue.
And I knock the arrow again, and I get ready. I'm just staring down the road until I see something.
Maybe
At
you
the
shouldn't.
moment, the only thing you can see at the tip of the arrow is some of the little gnats that are kind of flying around the light. They seem very attracted to the blue light.
That's kind of gross and an unintended side effect.
Did you just fart?
I just swallowed a net.
All right, so you guys are prepping, I'm assuming holding actions until you see something.
Well, I'm not gonna blast whatever's immediately coming because I don't want to accidentally blast some traveler.
I'm going to blast if it is an orc or a goblin.
Now remember, it's about a mile away, so whatever tripped the alarm, if it's going to continue to come your way, you suspect it's going to be probably another 15 minutes before it gets there.
It's gonna be Vigo. Watch.
So go ahead and everyone go ahead and roll perception.
Are you kidding me?
It was hanging on that 20,
Spicy.
and then it just went to 14, so it's 16. Sorry, no, 17.
5.
6.
21.
20.
Oh, I got the highest.
17 perception.
Okay. Pretty good averages. Unfortunately, none of you can really see much of anything other than a few feet in front of you.
I've got
with the
20
exception
feet,
of the dark
first of
vision
all.
people. And
Yeah,
can see
I've got 20
have
feet
light.
with light.
They have light cast and I have dark vision.
Yes, in fact, actually, all of you can see where Archer and Tora are.
Yep. They're kind of a beacon.
They're kind of a little bit of a beacon
Which
there.
is actually kind of a good idea for this right now.
So,
Vast,
can
open
I-
nothingness.
Can I ask Pyth? So what's worse, my tent or that light that they have super bright in the middle of the road?
At least we can turn the light off. We can't.
But could they have seen the tent in the dark? Is my question.
Well, apparently my plan of an ambush kind of went out the window. And we're...
How the turntables.
It's kind of given Archer like almost a little of a black-like effect, and interesting enough, his cloak looks a little stained.
It shouldn't. She used mending on it.
How long ago did you use bending on it?
Well, I mean, mending
This
doesn't.
morning.
Mending doesn't.
I also washed it.
So stains wouldn't come out, I guess, unless mending takes care of
Yes.
stains.
I don't think it does. I think it.
That
does.
was just this morning, though.
Yep.
A month ago, but this morning.
That's probably true. I think you did do that actually.
I
Okay.
did. It just wasn't in
I
the
will
recordings,
I will
'cause I'm
retcon
stupid.
that. So Archer's cloak still looks pretty clean. Now the rest of him,
Yeah, that's fair.
you don't want to know where those came from. All right. So you guys wait 5 minutes. Nobody moves. 10 minutes go by. No sounds. No movement.
Mahi's actually going to try to back up just a little bit from the side of the road to not be directly in the light. Like, he's going to be somewhat in the dark. Like, he doesn't want to be right
He
way
is also
seen.
hiding.
Yes. They hide.
15 minutes go by. Still nothing.
Can I get my tent back?
No.
So
20
how
minutes
long
go
did-
by. Still nothing.
I'm getting tired.
I'm going to look around.
Yes, and so that you know, at this point now we're almost approaching 2 in the morning.
I start falling asleep on the boulder.
Honestly, that's valid.
I just lean and like doze off.
All right, so Tavith is out and he's sleeping at this point. What are the rest of you doing?
Archer's struggling to keep his eyes open, like he's wide-eyed right now.
Are you still standing like a moron with the?
He is still standing with an arrow knocked, aiming down the path, but he's kind of like looking around now because it's been a while.
He's just on one knee with his sword in the ground, and you can tell he's sleepy, but he's still just watching.
Tor is leaning against Archer, dozing off.
How long does that light last?
I keep recasting it every 10 minutes.
Okay.
I'm like dozing, as soon as the light goes off, I'm like, oh.
Oh.
I got it.
At this point, you've cast it twice.
Which is great, because it's a cantrip. So,
Tor, how long did it take you to walk down there?
15 minutes.
15 minutes, so if they have a cart, they should have been here by now. But
Well, if they don't have a cart and they don't have horses, they'd be on foot.
Bite's gonna stand
I
up
think they
finally and
know
start
we're
walking
here.
down the road.
What?
I'm gonna start walking down the road. Like, I'm gonna get up from where I am and start walking down. I'm gonna, like, push Tavith over while I do.
You hear a snoring sound.
Yeah, I'm pushing Tavith over to wake him up.
I think they know we're here.
Pyth.
That would make sense. I mean, that would have...
I mean,
Honestly,
it's literally only
if-
been 5 minutes for Tavith.
If I were them, I would assume that we would do something like this.
What the heck?
Then why'd we do this?
Because we didn't have any other ideas?
Let's head to the point that you set the alarm at and see if we can find any tracks. If they went past the alarm, they had to have gone somewhere.
But if they set the alarm and then are trying to go around, we're still pretty much at the only point, like...
I mean, they
Right.
could have gone a different way, couldn't they? Like, not necessarily up this road.
Like, could there have been a rabbit or something?
There isn't necessarily, like I said, it's even the road that you've traveled on is mostly just worn out from use, but it's not a real road
Yeah, let's
It's
go
more of a
see if we can
path.
find tracks.
or a trail.
Keep a low profile.
Okay.
Can you guys go and check tracks and I just take a nap again?
No, get your ass up.
Tavith gets up
Okay.
and starts backing it up real fast.
I turn the light off of Archer's arrow and I hold on to his cloak. Because
My
I'm
little-
not going to be able to see.
My little sash thing flips up and down as I do it.
I am going to place Tor in front of me, and I'm going to walk in the back.
All right. So Mahi and Tor's doing that. Mahi and Tavith, what are you doing? Because right now it's pretty dark. You guys are stumbly.
I'm gonna
Well,
follow them, like follow right behind them.
Yeah, I'm with Pyth because she woke me up.
All right.
Probably actually in the back.
So Archer and Pyth are kind of leading their own little groups behind them. The rest of you are kind of holding on to cloaks.
Well, I am being led forward by Archer, apparently.
Of course, you know you
Yes.
can also
Well, I'm not.
your
I'm
own
not.
torches or other sources of light if you wanted to.
No, keep
Well,
a low
we're being
profile.
sneaky.
only close enough behind where I don't need to hold on to them. I can kind of see them because you know everybody can somewhat see in the dark,
Yeah.
but very
Not only that,
limited.
but you did say that there was a decent amount of starlight, so...
There is a decent amount of moonlight here, so this is basically dim light at this point, not complete darkness. So you guys will just have disadvantage on perceptions and so forth.
Unless you're Mirror
Like-
Archer!
Unless
like the-
the other two don't have any disadvantage at all at this point.
So, Pyth's
Speak-
leading. Pyth went first.
Speaking of which, for those that don't have disadvantage, go ahead and roll perception.
Please let me roll something other than a 2! 10.
Okay.
6.
Okay.
Dang.
I mean, it's again very quiet night, and you guys aren't really seeing anything too far in front of you, especially without any light. So you make your way to. Take about 15 minutes here, and I'll say it takes a little bit longer because I will imagine that you are not walking briskly. Would you all like to roll stealth?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll stealth, and considering the circumstance, I'll say with advantage since they're.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So that's
because
just
that
a
was
straight roll
crit
for me
one.
and Mahi.
Yeah, that would be a straight roll for you.
This is fine.
Go.
5.
7.
Nat 20 plus 3.
23.
Hey.
Yeah, let's go.
But I had a
Alright,
nat
so-
20, so.
For the most part, the leaders are pretty much kind of keeping it up for the rest of the group. The rest of you basically kind of just hunker down a little bit behind them, just reaching your hands out to hold on to something just so that you don't stumble. You make your way, and in about 25 minutes, you get to the spot where Tori, you remember setting off the alarm. Of course, these are Ruic symbols, which have now dissipated, so there's really nothing evidence-wise that once you get here as far as the alarm is concerned.
Archer, do you want to look for tracks?
Yeah, I'm gonna look for tracks.
You think you're, from what you can determine, this is about where you were.
Can I also help look for tracks? Like, I'm not an expert, but I can see things.
Go ahead and roll survival with advantage.
Archer.
Cool.
Come on,
Let's
Ranger
go.
boy. That's a solid roll sound.
7.
Archer! What are you good for?
Very interesting. As you notice, there's in this particular area, you're seeing kind of a large concentration of what looks to be kind of clawed feet mixed in with kind of a smaller. And interesting enough, some of the depressions of this foot seem a little damp to you. And you see several of them kind of around this area. And as you look at the patterns, I mean, they don't look to be walking in terms of that, almost as one is dancing.
It's Tor's footprints.
Mother, I slapped the ground. Tor, did you really have to gesture to this? I can't find crap here.
It should
The tracks also lead in the opposite direction back from where you just came.
So how tracks work is if my tracks were here and then somebody else walked on top of my tracks, then
There are so many tracks here.
well, look beyond where my tracks are then. Stop looking where my tracks are, stupid.
Well, I'm gonna look again, but with my 7, I'm not gonna see anything.
Dummy.
Hi, why don't you look to see if there's any tracks that are not distinctly mine?
Technically, I was helping him look for that one, so I can't.
Can Mahi try?
That's it. I cast light on, I don't know, the first thing I touch. Something's lit up. I don't know.
Something's lit up. There's
It's
a
a
dog.
rock.
Actually, technically, do you have to touch an item, or can you create? I don't think it's a.
I have to touch an item.
Yeah.
You should probably just
It's
show your
there's
staff.
another one where it's like orbs. It's probably my own
Yeah.
staff.
Yeah. Your staff shines brightly, and you pull a Gandalf.
Yeah,
The
may I try?
area is illuminated.
I
The rest of
am
you
an
see all of
idiot.
your shadows casting across the ground accordingly. You're all pretty much standing around, kind of staring at each other.
What
Can
do you
I
mean
check
you're
for
an idiot?
tracks?
It actually obscures and makes everything else around you darker.
Can I check for tracks now that there's light?
Go ahead.
Not horrible. 14.
14.
Useless
All right.
ranger.
So with your survival skills, you point out the error of Archer's ways and educate him on the fact that he's tracking himself and the group. Other than that, you're not really super familiar with how tracks work yourself, so you sound like you know what you're talking about, but no one else knows that you don't know.
I
Oh,
explain this and
see.
put my
Very
hands on my
convincing.
hips.
I rolled with advantage and I took the lower number.
Sir?
I
And for that, I'm gonna let
Wasn't
that
thinking.
number ride. since
Yeah,
What was the other number?
that you
out
are
of
a silly
curiosity?
person.
it was a 13 plus 4.
You really just rolled with disadvantage with Pipe.
I know.
Pipe-
I wasn't
Pipe
thinking.
was really
I wasn't
there,
thinking.
and Archer's brain just turned off.
I'm sorry.
Well, I have explained the tracks perfectly.
I hate you.
Hey, can we take like a bathroom and snack break?
You gonna take your snack to the bathroom?
Yes.
You guys are searching for tracks?
She said, yeah.
I've got to pee. I've had to pee for a while.
Okay.
Also, we
Make
have
sure you
to
take a
leave.
granola bar with you.
Alrighty. We will break.
Find out what happens when we come back.
Dun dun dun.
Yay.